microphone again, like straight away.
That's a really good intro.
Oh,
Let's go with that, Sam. Well, welcome on in, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? You may notice we're down a couple of people. Unfortunately, Wes and Pred couldn't join us tonight. So they'll be back next week. We'll try to survive without them. We're giving our track record. Let's see how that goes. But we're joined again by our awesome DM who is powering through for us, Mr. Sab.
I'll take a nap.
He's just had his second Pfizer shot, so a couple of days ago, but apparently it knocks you around, which I'm looking forward to getting that next week. And once again joined by Az, our lovely friend and moderator. Good friend Shay, the Goliath image down below.
Howdy.
Twitch.tv/ShadyHD. And then we got our good friend Mr. Woots.
Hello.
The Grelong that sees all.
Grung sees all.
Alright. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting through the longest night ever. Hopefully tonight. And
It's only taken you 9 hours, about 9 hours so far to do this night. It's
yeah,
actually going to be longer than real. It's going to be longer than real night. Yeah. By the time you finish the long night, it's going to be longer than the night it was.
It was a very dark, long night. The winter solstice or whatever it is.
Well, technically, I suppose you spent the first hour or two getting there, so... Yeah.
We like realism here. We're like living in real life.
Traveling by wagon's going to take weeks.
Oh, yay!
Not like a Skyrim wagon. Fast travel.
No, it's a... What's this fast travel? You just have to slog through the mud.
Finally, you're awake.
As long as I get on my horse and climb up the side of mountains, I'll be fine. Alright, so we'll let Sam take over. And,
no, you just get to introduce your characters.
Oh, yep.
So, Az...
Alrighty, my character is... Oh, God. Rhapsody. She is a 2'8" tall halfling bard. She has long, thick red hair, green eyes. She's wearing blue traveler's clothes with some blue-stained leather armor over the top. She has a lute on her back as well as a longbow and quiver.
I completely forgot about. Crusher.
I'm playing Illendir. He is a half-elf sorcerer. Has dark hair, rich blue robe, and carries a staff to... it's an arcane focus. Yeah.
Shay?
My character is a Goliath paladin, Vizok Heavyheart Daraspiani. He's 8 foot tall, green eyes, and 32 years of age. He's also bald. Yeah, that's important.
As all
Anyway.
guys are, usually.
Yeah, you know, he's just...
They
he's
don't
just
grow... They don't grow hair on top or facial hair, so...
No. He doesn't want to, like, you know, break away from that trend. So.
He doesn't just grab some hair and glue it on or something. It's like a two.
No, he hasn't been to the wig store yet.
Yeah.
You give it time.
Waterdeep, the wig store. It's happening.
Yeah, get it ready to him.
I'm playing Grung, a 14-month-old Grung. Red skin, black eyes, a bone necklace. They have a set of daggers and a blowgun. They are lost and trying to find their way home.
Last week, I can't overly remember heaps of it. I know that shoes.
We got the shit beaten out of us.
God, beat the fuck up.
I've got a really quick rundown if you want.
I know you went to the temple to escort the people from there.
Yep.
That was the first.
That was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think the
And
actual instructions were to secure the temple.
Secure the civilians.
Yeah, we
And
used
escort 'em back.
yeah. Which you just did. There was 30 odd civilians trapped in there that you killed everything around the thing.
I
which
crashed into a window.
You tried to crash into a window and failed.
I crashed
ended up
into it.
doing-
I didn't break it.
Yes, good point. You just were like Kermit stuck on a car window. And then you went back and then escorted them back, and then you went and discovered that the old mill was under attack. And you got down there and got ambushed when the Goliaths went through the mill and didn't see their attackers from above. And you ended up fighting quite a long pitched battle against a whole heap of guards and cultists and some kobolds. And then that was the end of the session. I don't think he's gone back yet.
No, I believe at the end of last session we
was the end
literally
of it.
got them killed, and then that was it. I don't think we'd really done much. We looked in the room. There really wasn't anything there.
I think we wrapped it that like we were on the way back to the keep or something, so we could finish.
Yeah, I think that was the idea.
So we'll pick up from there. You have just finished cleaning out the mill from being ambushed by quite a decent-sized squad, and you slowly make your way back to the old tunnel and trudge your way back up to the keep.
Illendir's like walking along, half using his staff to like to support him up. He's feeling quite weak.
Oh, sorry, you were disappointed that they ended up killing the last cultist when he was on the floor in a
Yes.
fight with Vernon.
Yes, I have not forgotten that.
Well, I had until then, and Visok then proceeded to behead him.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it!
Great.
No.
Grung is slithering behind you. Still.
Still in form of snake.
I don't know. Has it been an hour since then? I don't know.
Hasn't been an hour yet, no.
Okay. You're good then.
You probably got about 45 minutes. Whether or not you want to
Rhapsody's
go
just
in.
wandering behind the group.
I offer my arm to Grung, saying, "Little frog front, you've done enough. You can catch a ride on my back."
I will say, thanks. And slither up.
Can you speak as a snake?
No. Internally, I'll say that.
I mean, you could still hiss and make it sound like it. You've said thanks.
Just like crawl up and flick your tongue in his ear or something as you crawl up to say thanks.
I crawl up him and rest because I'm very beaten up and exhausted.
Illendir's just like walking along, just going, okay. Next, no, like turn back to the others. Like, next time, let's bring all those clerics with us instead of going all the way back to the castle to have their help.
It's the smartest thing you've said all day.
Says the Goliath that walks straight underneath all those people. Did you not think to look up?
A cane to walk.
Well, I mean, we were sent to investigate the smoke that was outside.
I mean, the two Goliaths here just wanted to walk through the door. Who was I to let them miss out on their fun? Like, I look just disappointed and just keep walking. Now, just for flavour, are we walking with Scratch and Vernon, or...?
Yeah, they're still there.
They're still there.
Walking back with you. Yeah.
I'm, like, just keeping Scratch along with me. You can tell Illendir's kind of built a bit of a bond with this weird bird. It's Kenku, and just keeping him close.
I'll drop my wild shape and I would just continue to... I would just be like sprawled over his shoulders. Basically like a dead frog.
Shush, shush, dogs, shush. Who set off the dogs as walking along?
What was that? Grung is very sore.
It is okay, friends.
No more
We'll get
eggs.
you up.
Are you out of eggs?
I'm out of
I have
eggs.
one here. Here you go. And I sort of try to jump up to reach it to you, and then I just hand it to Vizok and ask for him to hand it up to you.
Oh, are you sure?
I don't need it.
Thank you. I will eat my own egg. It's kind of weird, but I will do it.
It won't feel bad.
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Shush, Scratch, shush.
I feel marginally better. Thank you.
So yeah, I guess we just make our way back to the tunnel and go back to the keep.
And walking wounded as you are, it takes you probably 15, 20 minutes to make your way back. Make your way up to the top of the keep, where you'll find Governor Nightfall?
Night Hill.
Nighthill. Yeah, it was night something. It was close enough. You'll find Governor Nighthill overlooking the guards that are being tended to by the clerics and the healers being from the wounded from the dragon attack. You see there's a few more up and about than what there was earlier.
Illendir just walks in and goes, "Be back in a minute, Governor." Walks straight over to the cleric and asks to be patched up a little bit. He's bruised
There's
up
quite
from
a
the
few.
stones.
There's a few people who are able to do healing, so he's gonna all get healed up to full.
Oh shit! I just realized something. Are you wearing
I also
armor?
do think
Oh no, you're gonna knock him out. Visok doesn't wear armor, does he? No, he's a paladin. He would be wearing.
Yeah,
He's got
chainmail,
chainmail.
isn't it?
He's wearing
definitely
chainmail.
wear armor.
Yeah, you're wearing chainmail. Did you touch? You haven't touched Grong in his front
Not
form,
since he
have you?
changed back. No.
Because he was snake when you went up him, so
It's okay.
that doesn't sound quite right.
Except if you touched him while giving him the egg.
We can say
No.
that they managed to do it and not do that. Do you really want to be dragging the Goliath back with you?
No.
Not another one.
Well, that
Just-
being said, Grung could shapeshift and
He's
drag
got
him
no-
back.
He's out of
I should-
shapes.
Probably
Oh,
tell
yeah.
everybody at this point, do not touch my skin, if possible.
I just like look at Grog and go, well, that would have been handy to know a while ago.
I guess. Yes, do not touch my skin. It is very poisonous.
I just take another step back away from Grog just to make sure there's distance between us.
You're still up on Visok's
How,
shoulder.
how poisonous? As
That's
in,
something
like,
we're
oh,
finding
that's
out.
irritating poisonous, or like dead poisonous?
Well, it depends on how strong you are.
Oh, Visok will be fine then.
No.
Some would say Grung poison is the most poisonous in the world.
You are full of surprises, my little friend.
Perhaps we should get him like a little bit of clothing or something to cover his skin a little bit, make it easier for us to be around him.
Just do not touch me.
Don't touch me.
New Kenku phrase. Don't touch me.
So
Well-
shall we have a short rest while we await further instructions from the governor?
Uh,
By this
I-
time, it's probably 3 o'clock by the time you got back.
I think we should probably go tell the governor what we found at the mill rather than... Because this stage we just walked past him, we didn't actually talk to him, did we?
He's in like the same sort of vicinity area. Overlook, just checking on people at the moment to make sure, see who's actually around to do stuff again.
I'll call out to the governor and call him over to the group while we're getting our wounds tended to and...
Yep.
Well,
So
we-
you use a roll heal back up to full.
Oh,
I know some of you were very low.
Yeah, I was on 1 hit point, and
I was on
then 2 after the good berry.
I was on 3.
Don't know what you're worrying about. I'm still on 7.
Yeah, at 11.
Vernon and Scratch were pretty low as well.
Hmm.
Actually, no, Scratch. I know Vernon was on 14.
Vernon was in a parry fest. Vernon wasn't getting hit.
Yeah. Stupid 17 armor class. And Scratch, he was on. I don't think he got hit either. Yeah, he's on 17 already.
Yeah.
I'll hop off Isog. I'll say, hang on, just let me get off 1 second.
I kneel down, so it's a bit easier.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the lift, my friend.
You're welcome.
I'll turn to the governor and say, we investigated the smoke. Your mill's fine. There's just a few bodies in there to clean out when you get a chance. It was an ambush. Don't know if they're waiting for us or who they're waiting for, but we were going to bring one to question, but someone decided to take his head off.
A wise precaution. I dare say they wouldn't tell you much more than what we already got previously.
I was more curious as to whether we were the intended target of that ambush or...
It doesn't matter. If they had broken our mill, we would have run out of food within 2-3 days. So
Who are these people?
from what we have ascertained, they're the cultists of the dragon.
Dragon.
Big blue bird.
Yes.
The dragon that was attacking us isn't. I don't think they're. It's just an assistant helping what is going on. More than the end of everything.
Very bad, Bluebird.
Well, he is gone now, so hopefully we don't have to worry about him again for a long time.
Where
Although
does he live?
I think I would rather play with him again rather than the Queen of Dragons.
I'd say that's probably wise.
How about we play with neither and get our payment and get out of this forsaken place?
I do not often agree with this sorcerer, but on this I agree. We are long overdue.
From the looks of what's going on down the street, and you notice the streets are a bit more emptier than they were before you left. It looks like by sunrise it should be safe to move again.
Well,
Perhaps we could have a long rest till morning.
I somehow doubt that will happen. There's still too many of them running around, breaking into places.
Gonna need some water.
There's a sink that you can use again. Haven't you already rested for an hour in water?
Kind of
Yeah.
like water.
Been nearly an hour ago now.
He only has to do it once a day.
That would have been before midnight though.
Difference between, like, you know, has to and wants to.
True. So,
Granga likes to keep it moist.
well, perhaps we'll rest and see if you guys need us again.
yes, rest as long as you can. Hopefully, the worst is over for the night. But we'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. It's all over for now. I mean, she's still down there leading something that's going on. So
Well, I don't know about you guys, and after that long fight, I'm gonna have a bit of a rest and close my eyes while I can. I have a feeling this night's not over yet. And I'll just go to a quiet corner where there's not too much foot traffic that around, just sit down, rest against the wall, and close my eyes.
So it's still nighttime, right?
yeah,
Is
it's
the moon out?
just after 3 o'clock. There's a bit of a moon.
Grung will spend a bit of time looking at the moon and chanting in his language. And then
What would
attempts
that
to
look
fall
like?
asleep. Oh god. I don't know. A series of croaks and rivets. I don't know.
Yeah, Rhapsody's gonna go and try and find a corner that she can curl up into. She doesn't take up much space, so she tries and finds somewhere that's probably in a corner that's not going to be taking up too much space with people. Doesn't want to get squished, but doesn't want to get too far away from the others.
And
Yeah.
Scratch finds himself a perch to hide up on.
Vizok also just finds a quiet little spot and sharpens his blades.
And Vernon also finds a spot he can collapse into. Wipe the blood splatter and marks that are all dented into the armor at the moment. Can't believe how much he parried last time. An hour goes by,
Right.
so you have your short rest.
Yep.
As much as that will help you.
I
Get back almost.
Does anything to me.
think
gonna
the
say,
other
get
person
back.
does to us. Vizok.
The two guys get back their stones endurance, which neither of them used.
I'll get back
No,
wild shape.
I'm pretty sure one of them did use it. Vernon used it on one of the attacks. I think the only one that did actually hit him.
No, he never used it. He used action
Don't.
surge. Well, he gets the action surge back. Fucking hell.
Nice.
Well, that doesn't matter. He's sitting in the keep for him and Scratch are gonna be sitting in the keep for the next part.
Yep.
Take a short rest. Confirm. Okay. So the hour passes. So it's about, what did I say? 3
It'd
o'clock?
be about 4 o'clock
4
now then.
o'clock,
4
yeah.
o'clock.
Grung feels a bit better. How are you, Rhapsody?
I'm feeling okay. It would be nice to have a long rest at this stage. We've been up for a long time now. It'd be having to getting close to 20 hours, 23 hours for some of us.
By the time we escorted Illendir kind of begrudgingly gets up and you can see his eyes are just, he's not used to going this long with this little sleep. It's like, well, go to the caravan all the way here and then ran into the city and this happened. When will it end?
Governor Nighthill comes over. It looks like a few hours away. There's less and less people in the city now.
And how can we help?
For the moment, I don't think there's anything else too drastic besides what you have done already. It's been a great service for us, but
Good.
I don't
I'm
know
going
if
back to
anything-
sleep. I just like cut him off and just walk back to the corner and just perch back up in the corner and go back to sleep.
For the moment, there is nothing urgent that I know of that needs attention.
How goes your bean count?
We haven't even tried to look at what we have at the moment. It's still too early with this many cultists. If they knew we had something that they hadn't taken, they would send everyone left there to take it.
You
You have
talk
beans?
almost as much as our sorcerer. Always excuses.
I have this many wounded to take care of. Money and gold is last thing on my mind.
And what of
Yet
beans?
you keep asking of us to do things. It was
We'll
a
get paid.
my little frog friend. It was a turn of phrase. There is no beans. I'm sorry.
It had been intended as currency, our payment method.
I will trade you one
Generally in
egg
gold.
for 5 beans.
But there's no beans. Grung. No beans.
No beans. What kind of place is this?
A beanless place. Apparently.
Grung will hop off in a huff. Sit down. Not too far away.
Another half hour, 45 minutes goes by. Daybreak is slowly starting to appear in the far horizon.
Illendir's still sleeping.
From down at the gates, you hear a loud, booming voice. Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night and I'm feeling generous. Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners? We have no need for them, so I'll trade them back to you. Send out your best warrior to fight me, and you can have these 4 in exchange.
Is he talking about us?
He's saying it at the keep in general.
What do we see?
What do you say?
So is this like a big... Like, how loud is the voice?
He's used something to
Amplify.
extend his voice.
Okay,
to
so...
make it
Using thaumaturgy or something like
pretty
that.
much, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to check. So I've...
Everyone in the keep hears it.
Oh,
Just for
you'd have
clarification.
woken up from it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see, whether I'd wake up or not.
Just for clarification,
It's-
did you ask for like your best fighter or your best fighters?
Best warrior to fight me.
Right. Okay.
I just... Illendir wakes up and just goes, just send the Goliath, let me sleep.
So is anyone checking out? The governor runs over to the edge of the keep for whereabouts he can look down there into the town. Are any of you up for fighting this behemoth?
Vizok stands up and is already walking down towards the gate. Nah,
Okay.
I'll handle it.
Okay. So from the darkness, you see a creature striding into the dim light of the dying fires around the keep. Although it is shaped roughly like a human, it is at least 7 feet tall. Its skin is covered in blue scales, its fingers bear wicked claws, and its face has the muzzle and reptilian eyes of a dragon. The creature stops about 80 feet from the main keep and scans the walls. A line of kobolds fan out behind it. With their spears, they prod the 4 human prisoners that you heard of into the dim light. You can make out a woman, a teenage boy in a blood-soaked tunic, and 2 children.
Vizok sees the children and opens the gate and asks for the gate to be opened.
Easy enough, and I'm going to change the map over.
Switch over.
Yeah.
What is that creature?
Roll an arcana check.
At this stage,
Or a history.
Illendir's
Soon
kind
to
of
be
gotten
dead.
up and gone to one of the windows to see what's going on outside, to see what all this fuss is about.
see the Rhapsody. Do you know what that is?
Oops, that's the wrong map. I'm on the wrong map.
That would be a dirty 20.
What is he? I forgot myself.
So I've got proficiency in
Roll a
Arcana. I'd
history
like
check,
to do a
DM.
check too. And I'm a 13 on Arcana.
He is.
It looks kind of friendly.
Yeah.
He looks
He's
like a
half
dragon.
blue. He's a half blue dragon.
Now, with the research I've done in the past on dragons and ancestry and all that kind of thing, would I
You know of them, you haven't
know?
met one.
Haven't met one, but know of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So yeah.
turn to Grung and go, I've read of these before. It's a half dragon of some kind. I don't understand exactly how they're bred or come to be. Never seen one before.
Half dragon.
So
What
you
is
have
the other half?
It is as in it's half dragon, like I'm half elf. I'm half human, half elf. It's half dragon, half. Is it humanoid DM or really? Oh, it's half dragon, half. It's bred with something. I'm not sure how exactly they're made or what they have to breed with to become to be, but from what I read, they're not exactly something you want to get into a tuffle with.
It is half bluebird.
Yes.
as the gates open and Visok walks out, Visok sees that the half dragon is incredibly happy. Excellent that you have come, and for your willingness to face me. We'll set these three free. And he beckons to the boy and two kids. They can go in. They get prodded forward and can go
I
to the keep.
thought that you had said there would be all four.
And I will hold her for insurance that no one else interferes in our fight. For if anyone up there attempts anything, she will die.
And what happens when you die, my friend? What happened?
If
Are your
you
kobold?
if you somehow beat me, she is still free to go regardless.
Very well.
Other than the
Vizok
main
takes out his
gate,
greatsword, hefting it from hand to hand.
other than the main gate to the keep, is there like a side gate other than going through the tunnels that one could sneak out of to?
Nope.
No.
Not that you'd get there anytime soon. There is one main gate and one tunnel in.
Okay.
So where would I have entered from on the map? Is where I put myself fine, or do you want me to put me somewhere else? Or
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you see around him and surrounding this woman is about 18 to 20 kobolds. That are
Where's Seraphina when you need her?
Hail of Thorns, baby.
Yeah. Thank goodness I would have bumped up their fucking HP so you wouldn't one-shot them all.
Oh.
Where would
But,
the rest of us be located?
You should be in the keep.
Yep.
Oh, so we can't see what's going on.
You
from
can see from the Parliaments up the top. You can see what's
Okay.
going on. But she's
I
on
mean-
down on ground level. Visok's the only one that's walked out.
Assuming, of course, there's a spot low enough on the battlement for us to actually be able to see over, being only 2'8", 3
They'll get a
foot.
box for you.
Because I say Illendir walks over and gets a box for the halfling and the Grung to
You
sit
climb
up
up
on.
on my shoulders. Actually, no, don't.
I-
No.
I like look at Grung and go, no, do not get on my shoulders.
How far away are we?
He's probably 60 feet back.
Okay.
I turn to
Still close enough I can use my longbow.
Yeah, and then watch all hell break loose.
I'll turn to
Hey,
Rhapsody.
I'm not stupid. I heard the
Video get
statement.
murdered. Christ.
Yeah, you would have all heard him say, if anyone interferes, then everyone. Yeah.
18 to 20 kobolds throwing slings at me. Great.
Yep.
I'll
Plus,
turn.
then
Oh, sorry.
storming the gate and taking out everyone else inside.
Illendir will turn to Rhapsody and Grung and go, does anybody have any ability that might be able to get that prisoner away from them while they're busy?
Killed the prisoner.
No, not kill. Get
That's what you
away
mean.
from the kobolds, not kill the prisoner. That's like a talking scratch.
Did you know in Grung we take prisoners sometimes?
Hmm. Can you take that one prisoner
Grung
without,
can take a prisoner. Yes.
without setting off everybody?
No, I cannot do that.
Okay.
You're pretty much asking to take away the commoner that these kobolds are all watching, and if she disappears or anything happens to her, they're all gonna do other shit.
That's what Illendir was like, do we have anything that might give us it, like, if we had to, do we have anything up our sleeves?
The only possible thing you would could eventually even try to do would be to cast invisibility off her and make a duplicate image appear of her at the same time, and use not high enough, anywhere near to do that, assuming that they don't see it through the illusion in the first place.
I mean, I've got minor illusion. I could make something that's 5 foot square, but it's a minor illusion. And
Wait, can we combo our minor illusions to make a 10 foot?
No.
No?
You can make two of the same thing, though.
I mean, yeah, you make two of it.
and it would only be drawing it closer to us because it's only a 30-foot range anyway.
Yeah.
So
That was more just me flavouring up the situation.
So
It's good to see we have so much faith in Vizok.
Yeah.
Are you
You've got
Right,
ready?
I can't hear any of this.
Yeah, this is true. You wouldn't have heard any of this.
And it didn't say to the death. It was just simply to face him.
So, Challenger, are you ready to face me?
Let's get this over with.
Very well then. And remember, any interference from anyone else, and more shall die.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you think they're talking about?
I turn back to the walls briefly and yell out. He says, stay out of it.
We did hear. Thank you. We will stay out.
Sure.
We believe in you. We believe in you.
The Grog cheer squad.
Thank you, my little froggy friend.
Very well. Let's begin.
I-
Roll initiative.
I'll turn to Rhapsody and Grung again and go, you do realise
15.
this half-dragon must be important to be leading all these kobolds. We could just leave Visok and leave the commoner and try to capture it and get it out of here. Leave Visok to fight.
Alright. Yeah, you can up A for as much as you want here. It's up to
Sorry,
you.
Grung was not paying attention. See you again.
He said he wants to try and take something prisoner and get rid of it. I think the way
I'm hinting
we're
at taking the half-dragon as a prisoner and leaving Visok to fend off everything and just taking and leaving.
Doesn't seem like he would win.
The half-dragon did not state that it was to the death, merely to face him in battle. And the commoner is going to be released either way. It seems as though he's willing to have the battle, and regardless of outcome, he was planning to leave the city
You can roll an insight check if you want to see if he's going to actually do what he said.
I would like to roll an insight to see whether he's
Roll
going
an
to do
insight check. Yeah. See if he was trying to be deceitful or not. See me how I keep on forgetting to remind you previously.
it. That would be an 11 on insight.
As far as you can tell. Okay, for Raz, yeah, he's telling the truth. He just wants a one-on-one combat. As far as Chris can tell, he's telling the truth.
He may let it go afterwards, but should we use the melee that they have? Perhaps let the prisoner go and try to capture the dragon then when he's weakened from the fight with Vizok.
Maybe we
All I'm
see if
saying
Zog
is-
wins or loses.
We struggled with the number of opponents that we had. There is more of them here now than there were in the mill. I don't like our chances at this moment.
I would like to cast some message and cast a message to Governor and say if things go sideways, do you have enough guardsmen to combat the kobolds if we take care of the half dragon?
You get a message back. Not a chance at this stage. There's too many others reinforcing other areas.
And we all would be getting very close to having to roll for exhaustion at this point, being awake as long as we have. And we don't want exhaustion. That's not pleasant.
But I can see
Disadvantage
Crush
on
is
rolls.
wanting to take this guy captive for his storyline, which isn't happening, mate.
Can I play my character? I'm just playing my character here, that's all
I
I'm
know.
doing.
I know. Who's way too obsessed at this stage.
Yes, he is, because he's never seen blue dragons.
Maybe we see how Vizok goes.
Let's see how this one goes.
Okay, Visok, you're up first. See me how you rolled so shit on initiative.
Alright. We need some music.
I can make it. You can run to it, towards him in the first action.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay,
You would have been close enough to judge that.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
So
Vizok grabs his two-handed greatsword and charges in.
Yep.
Rolling to hit.
Oof.
You bring out and go to strike with your great sword, and cling! The half dragon just parries it without a second thought. You seem to have some skill, but let me show you what I can do. He brings out his greatsword and goes to attack you. That is a 12 to hit.
Negative.
That is a 15 to hit.
Negative.
And it seems we are evenly matched for the moment. So, your turn again.
Rolling to hit. 24.
Yeah, that hits. You'd hope that it would hit.
Hope so. 1 and a 3. Gonna re-roll the 1. Another 1. So that's 4 plus 3 is 7, and then I'm gonna cast Divine Smite as well.
We believe in you.
Grand total of 3, so 10 damage all up.
Okay. So as your greatsword finds a gap in his ability to parry, you manage to nick him with the sword, and Divine Smite power radiates into him, seeming to hurt him a bit. So you have some skill after all. Wow. So let's see if you can dodge this. And he breathes a cone of lightning at you. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I do not like that.
11.
11. That is a fail. I'm going to roll to see if it recharges, and it recharges. Okay.
Is there any chance, this is just me thinking, of casting message to distract him on his next attack?
He said anything. You do anything?
I was just going to cast message, make literally a noise, but...
You'd probably be better off using prestidigitation and
That's too
sending
far
something
away.
out that way.
So that is 10, 13,
Sorry, that was my first thought,
19.
but it's too far away.
24 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, right. That's
Ouch.
cool.
That's it. That's him fall over.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
I'll use my what's its face?
Stone's endurance.
That's the one. 1d12 plus 3.
Yeah, I rolled max damage on one of those dice.
6, so 9. So what was it? 24?
10, 14, 17, 24.
24 minus 9, so 15 points of damage.
Soti, do you think he will win?
I don't know. That was a pretty heavy hit.
You still stand, I see. And he's going to use his action surge and take an additional attack. Fucking hell, that's a 10 to hit.
Negative.
That's a miss. That's his turn.
So when you use a potion, does that count as your action? As in,
Bonus
like,
action.
I wouldn't be able to attack then? Or
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
I use the potion of healing greater that I have.
When did you get a great potion of healing?
Isn't that just the potions you gave us? It was the only one in like the D&D Beyond that I
It
could
should have been
find.
healing a potion.
Regular.
Yeah, just a normal healing potion.
What's a normal healing potion do? Because this is the only one that I could find when I was trying to like find it.
Yeah, it's under a different
2d4
name.
plus 2.
There was more than one person talking.
Potion of
so I was
healing.
like,
Hang on, I've just added it to your backpack.
2d4 plus 2 for me.
Sorry, that's Vernon. That's the wrong character. Fuck. Sorry, Visok. Inventory. Manage. Healing. Potion of healing. That's what they're called. Add to backpack. There you go. So it's 2d4 plus 4 plus 2. Ugh.
Shit, I should have given him my one too.
D4. Oh, those dice look weird as. 3 total. Rolling really well.
Did you roll 2 ones?
No, a 2 and a 1.
Plus 2.
So
Yeah,
5.
five
So
total.
5.
I do not like those little dragon-looking people.
And then I'll roll to attack with my great sword again.
It's a fascinating creature to be half dragon and be able to breathe fire.
Yeah, cool. Roll another
It was
1.
not fire.
That's it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You skull back your potion, and as you're sculling it back, you go to attack with your sword in your offhand. That seems to put you off balance a bit. The glass bottle sort of blows your vision for a second, and you completely misjudge where he was, and it just goes swinging past him. So that's how it's going to be, is it? Very well then. And he's gonna multi-attack you with his sword again. That's cocked. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah, it's
Just fucking stay in the box, damn it. And a 15 to hit.
doesn't hit.
So that is 2d6 plus 4. So that is 9 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
As he brings back the greatsword and multi-attacks you twice with it with one hand, seeming to be quite easy. He manages to lash into you a couple of times.
You got this. We believe in you.
Okay, it's your turn
I
again.
don't believe in him.
I don't think he got this.
Attacking with the greatsword again.
Yep.
22 to hit.
He's got
That
this.
hits.
He's got this.
14 damage. And then I'll use Divine Smite as well. So that's my last one for that. $16.
16.
So 30 damage all up.
Oof.
Oh. You see that those blows. So there was somebody worthy here after all. Nevertheless, roll a dexterity saving throw.
I believe in him again.
I think he would have failed, though he's down.
17.
Well, that's a pass, so you take half damage. That is 4, 8, 10, that is 18, that is 23, so you take 11 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're knocked unconscious.
It's a good thing it wasn't full damage, or that would have taken him into.
No, well, it wouldn't have killed
Like
him
kill.
outright. No, it
Well,
wouldn't.
yeah, because he's max 22. 23 would have taken him under.
Yeah, but then it had to be that again. It had to be the 23 over to instantly kill him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, no, you couldn't. Was pretty much. Unless I rolled all 10s, I couldn't kill him in that turn. Like that. Pretty much.
Oh no. He's fall down.
That was a worthy battle.
Looks like he's taking a nap.
And with that, you can have her back. And she gets shoved forward to where Visok is lying on the ground. And we shall leave. And turn around, they start walking off. With Visok just lying there on the ground.
I'll run over to Visok if we can.
You have to. Well, the governor also comes with you and a few
Okay,
guards as you leave the keep to go meet up to where
Governor, bring a cleric with you.
you see that what you've said's already been too late. There's already somebody running out to him.
I'm kind of like thinking about turning him over, but then I know I can't turn him over, so I'm like getting frustrated.
You wouldn't have got there too much before anybody else, really. Everyone would have got there pretty much at a similar time. So,
Visok, wake up.
this one comes back to consciousness as the clerics heal him.
What? Wait,
Well, you gave it a go, Goliath. That's all I can say.
You did what was needed.
Stupid. Little blue lizard cheated.
Evil dragon. Evil blue bird.
You did well.
Said he wanted to fight and then breathe lightning. Duh.
Couldn't hit you any other fucking way, apparently. And for your willingness to face this, have these, and he hands over 3 potions of healing. These were found just recently by some of the people who brought them back with them.
Oh, just recently. What couldn't have been before I went down. Just recently after. Yes, okay. Thank you, Governor. Please.
Did you recently find any beans? By any chance?
Beans.
Beans, yes.
What sort of beans are you after?
To eat?
I'm sure the kitchen has some beans.
Really?
I don't see why they wouldn't. So
Thank you.
strange.
Thank you. Thank you. Next time I will give you an egg.
Very well then. But I think
Illendir
he
just
was-
watching this exchange is going wrong.
it seems that he was the last of the looters in the city. From what we saw as you were fighting, the rest took away the remainder of the treasure and have left. And as the sun is now coming over the horizon, you see there's just smoke coming from quite a number of buildings.
Does
Are
that
they,
mean we
like,
can
actively
finally
burning
hunker
or
down
sort
for a
of-
rest?
There's a couple of buildings that seem to be burning still.
I go and try and find a bucket and some water and attempt to go and help extinguish some of the flames, or at least dampen the buildings around it so that it doesn't spread further than the buildings.
They're fire and spread all between. And well, you saw the map for the city, didn't you? It's going to take you quite some time to get anywhere. We can deal with the fires. It was the cultists and kobolds that were giving too many people trouble. Especially when they broke into pretty much everywhere and seemed to take off with our treasure. If you want to take a rest in the keep, we'll do a quick check and see what we have to pay you now.
A
When
long
you
rest
wake
would
up, we
be
should
good.
have it.
Perhaps you could send a messenger to the caravan outside of town. Let them know there's no clear to come into town.
We'll be in contact with them very soon. They would have seen probably the caravans leaving here as well, or the cultists, hopefully.
Can
Hopefully
we
they
do
didn't have
anything to help you?
2
Not right at
paydays
this moment.
in the one day. Vizok is happy.
There is nothing more that you need to do. Go rest.
Okay.
For once, I'm inclined to agree with Visok. Payment and rest. Tis a good
And
day.
perhaps if you don't want that bucket, I will take it off you.
No, I pass the bucket over to you, putting it on the ground in front of you so you can pick it up, take it yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll go back into the keep and find a nice quiet area again.
The governor has somebody escort you into a room that's out of the way and seems to be decently got a couple of beds that you can sleep in. It's nothing
Vizok uses his whole bird to support him, trying his hardest to show that he's not suffering. Not
Well,
really fooling anyone.
The clerics would have healed him.
healed you up.
Yeah.
Still a bit stiff.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
emotionally suffering.
He just got the crap beaten out of him and scorched by lightning.
Is that the first loss you've had for a while, Vizok?
Dragons cheat. This is always the way.
Very bad bluebirds.
From what I've read, they can be cunning creatures.
At least at this point, he was true to his word. He released the prisoner and he left. Nobody else got involved.
Still would have liked to have captured him.
Why do you want to capture it and not kill it?
I have my reasons for chasing knowledge on such creatures.
That's all well and good, sorcerer, as long as your knowledge does not get me killed. If I say stay out of it, stay out of it.
And did I not stay out of it?
Hmm.
I could see the eyes. You were thinking about it.
Thinking and acting are two completely different actions. I like to keep my options open.
Why do you like the blue bird so much?
I like look at the circles, look at everybody and go, perhaps that's a story for another time, in different company. Don't trust these guards here.
There's no
I
guards
really
in
like
the room with you.
stories.
Oh, isn't there still like running around outside or?
They're outside, but these are in a room.
Yeah, we've
Like
been shown
yeah,
to
you've been put into
quarters.
like a barracks room.
Okay, I didn't know if like there was still rustling outside the door or anything that I could.
There's going to be movement all the time, no matter what. At this stage, just with the town's just been attacked, there's going to be
Yeah.
movement for the next days.
That's what I mean. Like, surely, how big's the room? Like, is it far enough for you to say away that no one's like just walking past or hear the conversation, or is it like a barracks room where?
Barracks room that's got a door. It's like in a
That's-
stone castle. It's a stone keep.
That's what I mean. It'd be pretty small. So if you're having a open conversation that you don't want people eavesdropping and someone could walk past and hear you. This is what Illendir thinks. It's too small of a room and is.
It holds 8 beds and it's got a wooden door that closes over. And then
You know,
stone,
you
and a stone
could tell us next time. That's okay. That's fine.
Sorry, that's what I was trying to ascertain. How big's the room?
It's
Okay,
big enough
that-
to hold 8 beds.
Okay, 8 beds. Okay, that's. I'll go to the back of the room. Is there like any seating area? I'll go sit on a bed. Okay.
No, there's no seating areas. There's the
Seating.
beds.
I thought there might be
that's
like
about it.
something at the end. I'll sit at the bed at the end and go. I seek knowledge on dragons for one simple reason. I have something that I don't understand why I have it. I don't understand how I got it. But I want to learn why. And I'll like lift down my robe on the right side and you'll see on my right hand shoulder. Blue dragon scales covering the shoulder down to like just or like a short sleeve, but like just above the short sleeve. I've had this since birth. Don't know
Are
where
you
I got
sure
it.
you're half elf?
My father was an elf. My mother was a human. I know my direct descendants, but from my readings, I know that these scales are the mark of having a draconic bloodline. Though I don't know where it came into the bloodline.
What is the conic bloodline?
From my
But-
reading, somewhere dragons have entered the bloodline, whether it's through I'm not sure how I've got the blood of the
Yes, they
dragon.
clearly entered your mother.
Rung just cracks up laughing.
Not so
I
hard
will
to
cast-
understand.
I
no.
cast Prestidigitation, just like blow a puff of dirt right in Vizok's face.
Vizok being a Goliath and of the mountains doesn't even blink.
Hmm. Perhaps think that better next time. Anyway, I don't know how I've got the blood of a dragon somewhere from my ancestry.
Oh,
It's
Grung
something.
knows now.
Grug does not see this, okay?
Vizok chuckles. It's quite obvious, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was funny. No, it was not. It was not funny. I'm sorry. I'm just lying. I'm sitting in the
No,
pocket
no,
like
go
the
on,
Witcher.
go on, Illen,
Dear.
sorcerer type.
Illendir. If I can pronounce your name, surely you can pronounce mine.
You have never pronounced my name correctly. Vizok.
Visok.
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 Vizok.
Visok.
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 Vizok.
Visok.
Vizok.
Visok. Visok.
You're just
Yes.
not getting it.
I am
I
Grung.
think your tiny human tongue just cannot get these syllables correctly. It's okay. It's not your fault.
I just like just shake my head and go. Anyway, I I've looked through the halls of my father's books and found no indication as to where the bloodline came from. My mother died before I remember her. I don't know where her bloodline went. So that's why I travel these roads, picking up odd jobs to pay the way while I keep doing research. Hence the reason why I was interested in the dragons and if they have any knowledge that I might be able to ascertain.
If you want my opinion, little man, it'd be best to cut it all off. I can help you if you like.
Perhaps not.
Well, let me know if it keeps growing.
It's been like this since I was born. It hasn't grown. It's only grown with me.
Grung has been like this as well and hasn't grown much either.
That's alright, my little frog. You are just enough.
Anyway, that's why I chase the birds.
While they've been chatting about this, I'm listening, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm sort of curled up in the corner of on my pillow and sort of dozing, listening to what's going on because I'm fairly attentive, but not really paying much attention enough to try and join into the conversation.
Where did you come from, Visok?
From a mountain, didn't he say?
Oh, he
Duh.
got rid of the map. You don't need that
Mountain.
anymore.
Oh, yep.
Came from some mountains not far from here.
Grung has never been into mountains.
I don't think you would like it. There's not as much water. Cold.
No, I would not like that. Why you come to this place?
My tribe. I'd rather not speak of it.
Oh, okay. Grung also had tribe.
I'll try and get
I
you
came
back to your
from the
tribe one
mountains.
day.
I came from the mountains, and that is all you need to know.
Okay. Grung is always here if you want to talk.
Thank you, my little froggy friend.
And from my little corner, I call out, Grung, I will help you find your village again.
Thank you, Rhapsody. I hope so.
I'm always looking. I'm always looking for something. And I'm almost losing hope that I might find it. But I'm hoping.
You are looking? What are you looking for?
I had some trouble some years ago. I had a husband, and we had twin children. My husband was killed when our caravan was attacked and my twin daughters were kidnapped. There was a note left behind saying that they had been taken as payment. I am still trying to find my children.
Oh, Grung did not know this. Grung is sorry to hear.
If I don't find my children, I will find who took them, and I will get my revenge.
As a ranger should.
Taking
Oh, I'm not a
children.
ranger.
You're not a ranger? I've seen your skill with the bow, and I've only ever seen that skill from rangers in my travels.
I have had to learn my skills with the bow, but that is not my primary occupation. I have been traveling as a musician, a bard, if you will, since as long as I can remember. I was born to minstrels. Both my mother and father were part of the traveling troupe that I was part of until my mother got sick and my father and mother stopped traveling so my mother could be healed. I have not seen them for many years now in my search for my children.
Taking somebody's dead poles is never a good thing.
It's not a right thing. Well, we do have to travel a fair way from what the caravan master said to get to Grung's land. Perhaps we might be able to assist in your search for your children, if you so desire.
That would be appreciated. My girls were about 13 when they were taken. This was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago perhaps now. They would be nearing adulthood.
Grung will find them. Grung sees all.
Well, it's been one hell of a night. And I feel glad that at least we've shared some tales now. I feel like I can perhaps understand the motives of some people better, and I say that directed towards, like, I'm looking towards Rhapsody and Grung.
And Vernon and Scratch are also in the room with you, just being quiet.
But
What are we
perhaps
doing tomorrow?
Well, I took the job to bring the caravan here. I hadn't really thought of coming back. I was hoping maybe this town would have some kind of knowledge, a library or something that I might be able to have a bit of a look in, but I doubt that's going to happen now. What are your plans,
Fire
Rhapsody?
and books do not mix well.
I'm going to assume that with my background and stuff, that I can have a connection of some sort within the town, that I can, like, there's somebody in town that I know of that I can connect with, that I can potentially find out some information from about perhaps where we could find the information we're looking for in terms of the dragon, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You just broke my brain.
Is there somebody in town?
Like it makes sense.
Is there somebody in town that'll give her information towards her backstory rather than just the campaign?
No, you didn't want your backstory, did you? You wanted specifically on the cultists?
I'm just trying to find out where it is in here. I have part of my backstory. My background is a courtier. With it says your knowledge of how bureaucracies function lets you gain access to the records and inner workings of any noble court or government you encounter. You know who the movers and shakers are, whom to go for the favors you seek, and what the current intrigues of interest in the group are. So whether that be in the underworld, it could be, or it could be.
So
I have.
what we
Basically, I'm trying to find out if I can get in contact with somebody who might be able to give us some information on where we can gather further information on the dragons.
okay. You have to do that when you wake up.
Hmm. Perhaps we should rest now. It's been what 20 hours of being awake and fighting.
22 by the time you fought with him, then came back to the keep and crashed and had the chat.
Yeah, it's been like 22 hours. I've had a couple hours of broken sleep. I don't know.
Assuming we
6,
got
7
up at
o'clock in the morning.
6.
Yeah.
So
Safe to say I am pretty beat. Perhaps we'll talk about our plans and where to go to next once we wake up.
I agree.
I'm just sitting in the bucket with his legs out like Gerald de Riviere, with his head slumped to one side. He's passed out.
I watch them go to sleep, specifically watching the elf, and eyes narrowed, look at the blue scales still glinting out from beneath his shirt.
Yeah, they're covered up by now.
It feels like I can still see them.
use spend the. Oh, so you're going to sleep now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fistlock.
Please wrong list. Please wrong list.
Dragon attack. No. Not another dragon attack. You successfully complete a long rest after
Yes.
the longest fucking night possible. Holy shit. Actually, no, that's not true. It could have been even longer. I dropped off 2 in the encounters.
Thank you.
And aside of getting back my unseen servant, I didn't use any spell slots because nobody gave me a chance to actually use my cure wounds or anything.
You've got a ranged heal though, don't you?
Yes, I do, but every time I went to go and use it, somebody else used it. Or the person was outside of my visual range.
Running away.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You sleep
I'm still
well.
sleeping.
Pisog.
Snoring quite loudly.
The room rattles from the snores of 2 Goliaths having a snoring contest.
You must be very tired.
I'll let him sleep. I'm gonna go eat. Feels like a day since I've eaten. Oh wait, nearly has been.
No, you ate previously. There was food prepared that you could eat during the night.
Yeah, we had a meal. Like we had our dinner at the caravan before we went into town.
Yeah.
And then we had another
meal like midnight or something.
About midnight-ish, yeah.
But on what time is it now? It's probably like
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the
1
afternoon.
o'clock, 2 o'clock, yeah.
Assuming 6, 7 hours, yeah, probably.
Illendir's hungry.
Grung is also very hungry.
So I'll make my way out the door and catch a passerby. And I wouldn't know where the mess hall and that is.
Oh, the place was in chaos last. You saw it when you saw it.
I'll pull up somebody as they walk past and go, "Why can a man fetch some food around here?"
As you walk out the door, you see there is a couple of guards waiting on the other side of the doorway, seemingly waiting for you.
Oh. Hi? Why are you waiting at the door for us?
Hello.
The governor asked us to escort you to wherever you need to go.
Oh.
Where is the rest of your party?
Guys, we
Stage,
got
all of a sudden,
escorts. Are we gonna go eat?
What is escort?
And that could be taken so,
So
the wrong
many-
way.
Yeah, that's immediately where my mind went, of course.
Yep. I won't lie, I left it vague for a reason.
I know you did, bastard.
Not again.
Crap, I'm not playing big guy. The governor has left us escorts to lead us to wherever we want to go. Do we want to go get food?
At the mention of food, Vizok wakes up.
No, we know how to wake the big guy up.
Who is it?
If you
Food.
follow us, we'll lead you to the where they've prepared food. And he takes you and escorts you through the keep to pretty much a massive area that's been turned into like a mess dining area, where there's just tables and benches that you can eat at, and like a rudimentary cooking area off to one side.
I go and help myself to some pastries and fruits.
This is where they keep the beans?
As I walk in, I just use presentation just to, like, get any dirt off my clothing, just straighten it all out, make it all nice and neat again as I walk in. And
So all these other people who are eating, having food, are covered in blood, mud, and all of a sudden there's this elf who's walking in, half elf walking in, who's in immaculately clean clothing.
Yep.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Yep.
Snob.
What can I say? Illendir's from royals. He's from, not royal, but he's from that kind of area.
Well-to-do.
So well-to-do, so he's used to looking good.
As soon as he does that, I look at him, wipe some of the blood off, and like pat him on the back, say, "Well done, wizard. Well done." Just leaving a big handprint of my own blood on his shoulder.
Can I make a perception?
You can roll a
That'd be an
perception
illusion,
check
wouldn't
to
it?
see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of check does he have to? Do I have to go
He's
against?
just wiping his hands on you, pretty much. You're not trying. He's not trying to hide that he's touching you.
12 perception.
Yeah, I'm not hiding it at all.
He's just pat you on the shoulder. Nothing sus about that from him. But there is now a giant bloodstain that you don't know about on your at the back of your cloak.
I look back at the rest of the group and just give him a thumbs up.
And having seen what he's done and Illendir's behavior, I deliberately don't say anything and chuckle to myself. Because I'm behind him, he's not going to notice that I've done that.
Guys, we have food here. Food.
What kind of food spread out?
What do you want? There is pretty much there.
Dried meats, an ale.
Dried beans.
Dried beans is the new dried meat, is it? Yes, you can find beans if you so desire.
Yes, I do. Very much.
There is meats and ale and fruits and pastries.
Indeed, grab a plate and grab pretty much a bit of everything, bit of meat, bit of pastries, bit of fruit.
What is the maid served in?
The giant mugs.
And like a cask?
There is casks around that are being drawn from.
I grab one of
Size
the
of the
casks.
casks.
Don't you fucking start with the cast size. I swear to God, fucking dragon come in and just kill you all.
Are they half orc size?
Are they half orc size?
Half dragon size.
Oh, right.
Halfling size.
They're gnome size, so they're incredibly teeny tiny.
Oh.
So my size. I'm only 2'8".
Yeah, they're the perfect size for Grong and Raspity. For everyone else, they're like a mouthful of... No, they're normal size fucking kegs.
Yeah, I grab one of them and take it back to a table, along with, like... Is there any, like... leg of, like, a whole animal that I can just take?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, cool.
There is.
Like, I grab, like a leg of a cow or something and take it back.
Yeah, there's roast pig and cows and that.
Yeah, I take like, a leg of boar.
Grung's trying to work out how to grab these beans without poisoning the rest of them.
I'll
So-
see Grung's fighting with this and like just pour a little bit into a bowl and give it to him.
You're both assisting the frog.
Yeah.
Attempting to, but I'm being pushed aside by the overbearing sorcerer who's...
I can have 2 bowls. That's okay.
I didn't
I've
push out of
already
the
been
way or
pushed out of the
anything.
road.
I just happened to... I didn't push out of the way or anything. I just happened to reach out at the same time.
I will have 2 bowls, please.
I push the elf out of the road so that I can actually reach the bowl and put some in a bowl and hand it over to him.
Like, step back, just like, well, wasn't even that close to the beans, but okay.
She's 2.5 feet tall.
But I, like, reached over, I hadn't, like, been on top of the beans.
You may as well have hit me in the head with how close you came to me, though, being how tall you are in comparison to me and how tall I am in comparison to the table. I'm pretty much having to stand on a chair to be able to reach the table.
Have you ever nearly knocked over a small person at a table like that? Because I fucking have.
Oh, I haven't.
Little kid all of a sudden runs underneath you and goes for where you're about to go for, and you get knocked out of the way, or they knock you out of the way. That has
Okay,
happened.
point. I now get the situation.
Yeah,
I thought we were, like, standing up at a line. I didn't realise we were... Anyway.
it's free for all. There's no lines here.
It's like a sizzler or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Off. Rip Sizzler.
Grung will have the cheesy bread.
French toast?
I'll stop at the all-you-can-eat dessert bar.
There is no dessert here. Oh, there's pastry.
It's pastries.
As they saw Visok go over and grab this cask of ale and this giant, like they were about to say something, and then they've sort of realized how big he actually is and decided it's best not to say anything. So you sit down. You
Yeah.
just find a free table for the lot of you. Vernon and Scratch are also grabbing some food and joining you.
2 bowls of beans. This is a good day.
You be rich, Grum.
Ah, yes. In my culture, you can buy many things with beans. But personally, I like to eat them. What is your favorite food?
I have to say I am partial to fresh fruits.
Fruit. Ah, yes. Yeah, you also like fruit.
Freshly picked apples are quite nice.
Apples. What is that?
I've grabbed apples, I kind of just lift it up and go, this is an apple. It's a fruit.
Oh.
Would you like some, Grung? I can cut you up some.
What color is it? What color is it?
It's a red
Yeah,
apple.
what color? Right?
Red? No. I'll be okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm hoping I didn't miss something there.
Remembering,
swamp.
of course, that
Grung
Grung
is red.
is red.
Grung is red. I was more
Yeah,
like,
but-
don't tell me there's a fucking poison apple in TNT that's red or some shit.
But you usually learn to stay away from brightly coloured things in the swamp.
I'll just like take a bite and go, okay, Grung.
Okay.
No, it's,
So this food's not making me hungry now.
I grab some
So
meat
what-
that's on my plate and
What are we doing now?
Having breakfast.
having breakfast.
Having breakfast
1
at
o'clock in the
lunchtime.
afternoon.
Having a meal is probably a better description.
I say this to the group. What are we doing?
Well, I think once we've completed our meal, we should go and find the governor and see what he might have for us to do. If he's managed to find payment for us as yet.
We do need to see the caravan master as well and get payment from him as well.
His was what, 25 a piece, wasn't it, from the caravan master?
I believe so, yeah.
I think.
But that was like
It was
2 weeks ago
3
that
weeks.
happened.
Keep going. It was the first episode. This is what, episode 3.
It's still 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Third episode.
Is it? Yeah. Feels longer.
It does.
I think last
Long
one's
night.
counted as 2.
The long night lasted fucking as long as it actually takes to
E-
pass through.
Yup.
And as user having
Good
user
beans.
done for the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
As user having your meal, you spot the caravan master seeming looking around, looking for someone.
Ah! I'll like wave him down. Try and like wave him over to come sit with us.
I see what Illendir is doing and looking at the little hand being waved amongst a throng of other people. I lift the pig leg up in the air and wave it around and yell out, beer spilling out of my lips.
And the
Oi,
dwarf,
boss, over here.
and the dwarf sees you. Ah, there you are. Fuck was that?
I
Oh,
don't know
that
where
too.
this dwarf's from. Which mod's he from?
That was 2 accents about to try and come through at once. And... so,
Is it
I
time
can
you
hear you.
paid us now?
That I can. And he pulls out a bag and places it on the table. 25 apiece. Here you just go.
So is this in
I have-
separate bags or one bag?
Pulls open the bag and pulls out 6 separate 25 gold bags.
I look around for the mayor. Where's the mayor? We need to show him that this is how it's actually fucking done.
I have
bel-
I have a look in my bag and count it and actually make sure that there's 25 in mine.
There's 25.
Illendir does the exact same thing. Just
So suspicious, my little friends.
What do we do with this?
If you're not sure, I can look after it for you.
it's currency in these lands, Grong. Don't listen to the Goliath.
Okay.
You
I-
can buy
You
things,
you
my
know
little
how
friends.
you buy beans in your swamps or buy things with beans in your swamp.
Yes, we
The-
trade for beans.
This is what we trade with it here instead of beans.
And you can eat this as well.
No, not
No.
edible kind.
I'm gonna give you all sorts of trouble if you eat these.
So it wouldn't come out too nicely, that's for sure. A little frog like you and the coin like that.
I would also, if you do go to interact with people with the currency, I suggest you put a glove on before touching them, as these will touch a lot of people afterwards. We don't want to accidentally make somebody sick.
An epidemic just runs through a town after Grog's been.
Hey, I'm thinking about the poison that he may leave on
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Illendir
An
just
epidemic.
files this little knowledge in the back of his mind in case he needs it later.
Yes, that is a good idea. Does anybody have a glove?
I can pull some gloves off my hands as part of my traveler's clothes and hand them over to him.
Probably about the best size fit you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine like a frog in these like a Mickey Mouse type gloves.
Hey, we're about the same size. They should fit your hands.
Oh yes, these
I
look
mean, the
good.
fingers may be a little bit long, although they may not be. Depends. I mean, your fingers might be longer than mine are.
I put them on. Nice to meet you.
Hmm?
And I put my hand out and shake your hand that is gloved.
I am Grung.
I am Rhapsody.
We are friends.
Indeed. Friends we are.
Good. Good. Yes. Good.
Well, all I thought there was friends we are. Stronger the force we are.
So, how was it in here? From the looks of it, they managed to get a bit of stuff from this place during the night.
If by a bit of stuff you mean pick the city clean, I think that's a more apt description.
Indeed, we saw a trail leaving partway through the night, loaded down with quite the haul.
Which way were they heading?
Sort of. I'm actually not too sure what way they were heading. It was a bit hard to make out from where we were, and we haven't bothered to go check. We've come in to set up our own camp and help out as much as we could. The governor was down near the gates having a look earlier.
That much gold laden up in caravans, they should leave pretty obvious tracks to follow.
Pretty sure they did, but I'm staying. Me and my caravan are staying here now for quite some time, so I'm sure the others will have use to pay for you if you want to go with them or work for them for a bit. I think they managed to get into the treasury a few hours ago and figured out they actually have some gold that no one managed to get. So governor should be able to pay you now.
There we go, Visok.
Well-
See, I told you it'd come through in the end.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So how long have you been staying in town here?
Oh, we're here for a couple of months now. So you're free to do whatever you need to do now. Thank yous for the escort and assisting in the city here, but I better get back out to the caravan. We've got quite a bit to still set up.
No worries, we'll be safe and maybe I'll pass across once again.
Perhaps. Anyway, you know where I am for next few months at least anyway. Until then,
Farewell.
Goodbye.
he walks off.
Well. What now?
Supposed to make Visok happy and go collect payment from the governor.
You know, little man, if it is such an arduous task for you, I can always take your payment and look after it.
No, I think I'll be happy to keep hold of my own payment, thank you.
Oh, are you sure? Because you seem so uninterested by it.
Well, it seems to be the only thing you talked about last night, so I'm just making sure that you know we're going to go collect it.
Well, thank you.
Like,
We're
finish the
collecting
last
the
some
gold.
ale and go. I check, like, wait for everyone. I'd finish my ale, wait for everyone else to be ready to finish and ready to leave.
Kitty.
We're gonna smash both bowls of beans. Like, eat both bowls of beans, I mean, not smash it.
Another!
Grung smashed.
I see Grung smash the bowls, and then I go, no, and smash the like empty keg on the ground as well. I agree more, my friend.
More.
I was like, Illendir says himself, this is why I don't generally travel with Goliaths.
You want to get gold.
I'm ready to set out when you guys are.
I go and grab another keg and say, okay, let's go.
Okay.
The keg you grab is half empty. Considering most of the kegs are pretty much empty or 3/4 empty now.
I shake it, and then pick up the one next to it and shake it, and then pick up the one next to that and shake that, and then go back and grab the first one. Yeah, it'll do.
You've grabbed the fullest one of the three.
It's good enough.
As we're walking out, like I said, Rhapsody, did you ever see the circus at Neverwinter?
I recall seeing it. I do recall seeing a half orc there. I haven't seen him there previously. He was pretty dumb.
I've heard tales of the half-orc that drank and carried kegs everywhere. I've always meant to make it up to Netherwinter to see it.
It's a travelling circus. It's not always at Neverwinter.
Well, it's last that, yeah, I'd heard where it was. And I suppose we go off to see the governor.
So you take off from the keep and you make your way through the streets. There's still There's still some cultist bodies and kobolds corpses scattered along the street as you walk along. They've been pulled off to the sides. The smoke is still rising in areas, but it seems there's not too many fires actually taken hold in the city. And you eventually make your way through after about 10 minutes of travel to one of the gates where you see the governor and his dwarf that you got the key off for the tunnel earlier on, and a number of his guards milling around the gate.
Ah, governor. How goes the efforts to put out the fires?
Fires? Who cares? Have you decided to pay us, little man?
When he stops dying.
Talking too much. The governor looks behind him and sees you approaching. Ah, you're still here. Okay. Yes, we have some money for yous. How much was it again?
I don't think
He
we
never
ever
actually
he never said
specified.
an amount.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
A lot of
Yeah,
beans.
that tracks. Yeah, that tracks.
What?
Because he said he didn't know how much the coffers had because of the rating.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I'd said anything previously or not.
He said 100 gold each.
You wish. I wouldn't remember
Plus
that.
GST.
I think it was 200.
12.5% of the keep.
I believe I asked for 4 worms.
Yeah, you did.
You
That sounds
that's
legit.
right.
Because what's his name also asked for something like that.
Scratch.
Scratch, yeah. So here you go, and he hands you each a bundle of money. It's 50 gold each.
You cannot
Oh.
eat this.
Open the bag and just quickly count it. Seems
Pleasure
adequate
doing
payment.
business with you.
Indeed, there is still more to be earned if you are up for a bit of a scouting mission.
Can you tell us how much we get before the job?
I will know how much I can pay you this time.
How much
For
would
this one, you will get 250 gold apiece.
That's good.
A piece?
is that good
A
enough
piece.
money for you this time?
What is the job?
So, I want to know whereabouts the cultists, these raiders, camp is, how many there are, who their leaders are, and why they are doing these attacks, and where they are planning to strike next.
I have unfinished business with the blue lightning bastard anyway. That sounds like something I could do.
And I believe, and he points over to a younger man who's limping with a heavily bandaged leg. He also has something he would hope that you could assist with him in the camp, I believe. But anything you could find out about this raiders camp, you should be able to catch up with them relatively quickly. They wouldn't have gotten too far ahead of you, and as you can see, any points to the ground, and their trail is quite easy to follow. There's footprints sunk quite deeply, leading southeast into the out into the tracks. It seems whatever they looted, the loot onto, has sunk quite deeply into the ground as they just walked. So it would be slow for them to travel too far with all their loot. And should be easy enough to follow, and you should be able to see them from a decent distance, I would think.
Sounds simple enough.
But I believe this guy, the young man here, has something that'll make it a bit more difficult, maybe, if you wish to. But I'll leave that for him to discuss with you.
What does the young man have to say?
I am Nisim Valadar.
Are you
I'm
sure?
gonna-
What?
Baladar?
Walandar.
Are you sure? You didn't sound sure there, my friend.
Yes, well, there's been
Few
quite
too
the
many
night.
ales already.
Thought that was me.
Illendir, I am Grung. Nice to meet you.
Just Nisim will do. So
Nisim will
if-
do.
Nisam will do. Nice to meet you.
And you.
I'm Grung.
What can we
These are
do for you,
intending to-
Neeson?
You are
I
intending
am Vizok Heavyheart Diraspianai.
There's no way I will pronounce your name.
Don't worry, none of us can.
None of the humans can, it's fine.
I have not even attempted.
We suck.
Yes, Scrum. You get it. You get me.
So, during last night, me and some of my fellows, we were attempting to assist, and my master, Leosin, got got taken during the fight. He is a monk from Berdusk. He's been investigating these raiders for months. I fear he tried to infiltrate them when they were retreating, or worse, was captured and carried away as a prisoner. No one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find the camp, please look for any sign of Lison there. One of my brothers has already departed for Berdusk to bring back help, but it'll be many days before help arrives. But anything that you could do before then would be a great help. We tried looking for him in the town, and we found he holds up a broken staff and a choker that's been ripped off. We found this in the town, so I fear that they captured him and took him with them.
Yes, Grung will find your monkey. We have them in my swamp.
Monkey? He's a monk, not a monkey.
Monks are religious people, Grong.
It's how he fights.
Oh, yes, of course.
He's he's very interested in tracking these people down, so hopefully they have not just killed him on sight.
Sounds like someone that'll be invaluable in finding the knowledge that the governor seeks.
He probably has more insight into what this cult has been doing as well.
Well, we'll see what we can do. What would payment be for finding this monk?
On me, and you look at it, he is bandaged, dirty, and the best I have will be what the governor can give you. I have nothing funds on me, and my master is no longer here to substitute any payments I could make.
So you're saying the monk does have money as well?
He is the one who has access to it.
Monks are not known for their worldly possessions.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Our order has money, but I do not have access to it here.
Hmm.
And I am not high enough to access it either. The best I can offer is to say that when my brother gets back, he should have some payment with him, but how much, I do not know. And that is still days away at best.
So you're a monk yourself?
I am an initiate, yes.
How well can you fight?
Not well enough to go with you at this stage. His leg is heavily bandaged and he is limping. He can barely walk.
Perhaps we get you to a cleric.
A cleric will not heal me in time.
I think he doesn't want to go with us.
I would like nothing more, but there was something on the cultist blade when I got attacked.
Convenient.
The cultists use something on their blades?
This one did for some reason.
It must have been one that hit Grung earlier.
I do not know, but I have to go get it attended to after there was a few more people ahead of me that were in more desperate need.
Very well. We'll see what we can do. I cannot guarantee anything for your master, but if we can, we might help him.
He'll be hard to miss. If he is alive, he'll be a human in monk robes.
Very well. Oh,
And with that, he starts limping off back towards the keep.
well, any chance of us getting some supplies to the road, Governor, before we make our way out?
What sort of supplies are you talking about?
As in rations, ale, standard
You
stuff.
already have rations.
Yes, ale would be good. Ah,
You already have your normal rations.
I'm just thinking about
What is
extra.
ale?
Yeah, I know. As for ale, what was at breakfast is all we have left. The rest got smashed or carried away by the cultists.
Vizok stands there and just takes another hefty draught from what he has.
I dare say there would not be much left by now, if any at all.
Right,
Shame.
That's okay. Grung has more eggs.
is there anybody else in town that we should talk about before, well, talk to before chasing up these people? Any survivors that might have gotten a good look at the leaders, or...
Not that I've been able to find all the guards. The main leader was the one that I pointed out to you from the keep earlier on, the woman. And that half dragon that you... He nods over to the Goliath he fought. They seem to be the main two leading this attack.
Just refresher, that
No.
woman's the blue dragon lady, wasn't it?
It was the dragon lady.
Yeah.
Wasn't blue.
Wasn't blue, just dragon
Purple.
lady.
Just dragon lady. She was in purple. The one that you almost... Yeah, the kobold said about in the first session.
Yeah.
Have a score to settle with that blue.
Blue bird.
Well,
Yes.
does anyone else need anything while we're here in town before we head off, or...
I don't know what you would hope to find at this point. Most of it got carried away by the raiders.
No, I don't need anything.
Oh. Guess we'll hit the road.
Okay. And we'll take a break there.
I don't... No worries. Well, thanks everyone for being here tonight. It's finally nice to have a first long rest in this 3 sessions. But thanks for that raid early on, Monsters and Mayhem. Very much appreciated. And Phantasmal for that follow. Very much appreciated. We'll be back in 5 or so minutes. We're going to stretch legs, grab a drink, do all that kind of stuff. Make sure you do that yourself. And we'll be back shortly to continue on. See you guys soon. And we're back, everybody. So the break took a little longer. We had a bit of technical difficulties at D&D Beyond, but we're back. Everything's good. Welcome back. Thank you, Funky Miller. Thanks, Shay, for that resub during the break. It's just being sneaky with that one.
What I do?
Just sneaking in the sub. Yeah. We'll let Sab take it away.
During that, they leveled up to level 3. Assuming our chat didn't know that yet.
Ah,
So
yes.
They are now level 3. At the end of that chaotic night. Going a bit off what the book says for leveling, because well, some of these encounters are just a bit crazy for stuff lower level.
And I mean, at the end of the day, isn't the book a guide?
Yep. Just like the rules are to be interpreted how I wish to interpret them as well.
Exactly.
So,
And we can perhaps persuade him to alter his judgment on certain things if we wish to, and it's then his choice on to whether he does agree to alter it or not.
Roll for persuasion.
Sometimes he makes you do performance checks.
Sometimes we really upset if he takes 1d6 psychic damage.
Only 1d6? What?
When did it become 1d6? It's always only been 1d4.
I thought upgrade
Cru-
when he had to deal
Crushes
with big guy.
1d6.
Alright. So user at the gate still, you've gone back to the keep, or...
I'm guessing at this stage I probably have most of my gear and that still at the keep. I wouldn't be just walking around with everything in my pack.
You wouldn't be?
We only went out here to get payment. I've got my gear with me. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm happy to just head off.
No.
Let's go.
So user at the gate, it leads the direction I said, which I think is
Southeast.
southwest? Southeast.
Following the tracks of the car.
Yeah, the beasts of burden, they seem to load up with all the treasure, and the footprints of the soldiers that seem to be escorting them.
So we're heading southeast from Green Nest, right?
Greenest, yep.
Cool.
I can put you on that screen so that you can have some idea where you are roughly. So you can sort of, yeah, somewhere down there. There's no real landmarks for where you're basically going.
There you
Are there any trees around where we are?
There's a handful. You looking for one for later?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check. Or a nature check.
I'll go with perception. 12.
Well, you look around, you also ask the governor, you eventually find a tree that is big enough for what you require.
Oh, a very big tree. Good, good.
It's on the outside of the city.
What are you looking for a tree for, Grung?
This tree is very important to Grung's, how you say, like, religion, God.
Ah. So it's a Godswood tree.
Yes, yes. Okay, good. I'm happy.
Okay, so as you lead out the gate, you find this mixture path that's trudging off in the direction. It's a wide swath, and it's impossible to determine how many people have walked in this procession.
Suffice it to say, I think lots.
The path leads south for about 12 miles to a more rugged region where there's steep-sided rocky plateaus replace the gentle rolling hills. The land between the plateaus is largely flat, broken only by outcroppings and wandering streams in steep-sided gullies. The plateaus jut 50 to 100 feet above their surroundings and are difficult to climb except where rock falls and subsidence created natural ramps. The crumbling sides of the plateaus are dotted with caves and tumbled boulder fields. How fast are you going? He's traveling normal pace.
A normal walk, I'd say.
Gonna account for like the slowest.
You'll all in the end travel similar-ish pace in the end. So after a number of hours, you eventually come across a small a small group of raiders that seem to have struggled behind. They're roll perception check if you want to figure anything out.
13.
18.
As you're walking along Raspity, you spot some smoke that's coming from several miles away.
Can I
Yeah.
make out if it looks like it's meant to be like campfire smoke or?
It looks more
Um,
like cooking smoke than burning smoke.
All right. I relay this on to my traveling companions. There appears to be fire up ahead. It looks like they could be camping.
Can you tell how many?
You're just still a little bit away from the camp from being able to tell.
I can just see smoke, but it looks more smoke as if it's somebody's cooking rather than much else.
What?
I could always
fire
do
is
with a
above the
bite.
sun?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, Visual.
I could always do with a bite to eat.
What time of day is it by now?
You've probably been traveling an hour and a half, so it's probably 3:30.
3. Perhaps we should. Is there any cover between
Roll a
us and the
perception
camp?
check.
Nat 20.
Yeah, there's some cover and like an overlook that you can sort of take to look above and look down to the camp that's up ahead.
I point out this overlook and go, perhaps we should go up there, get a better look at the camp. See how many are there.
Okay.
And after a few minutes of figuring out, you just find a way to get to this camp and look from above down onto it. You roll a perception check to see what you see inside the camp. Whoever wants to look.
30, 20.
5.
15.
19.
Veslock finds the shrubbery very intriguing. The rest of you see after a few minutes of observing, there is 4 humans and 8 kobolds. The humans have their weapons stacked against rock, out of reach, and the kobolds have theirs on their belts. And they are cooking food.
What food are they cooking?
Looks to be some hens that they're cooking. And you see they're sort of in 2 separate groups with sort of not staying anywhere near close to each other.
Are they acolytes or just humans?
Just Goldust acolytes, yeah.
They seem to prefer the company of themselves. They don't seem to like to intermix much.
Have you ever tried to share space with a kobold? They stink.
But the cultists seem to be away from the weapons. Perhaps we could sneak in and take a couple out. Maybe capture one for questioning.
You and trying to capture them, they're not going to give us any information.
How do you know unless you ask?
We have asked several of them already. None of them are giving us information.
There's no point. There's no harm in keeping trying, though. Never know. This one might know more than what the last one did.
Can I use like my survival skills to look around and see if there's any like really large rocks around in the wilderness? Like,
Go for it.
Near the edge,
That you can
maybe.
Indiana Jones roll to death.
10.
10. There's a couple of decent sized boulders that you might be able to move after some effort.
So, if we were my friends, my sorcerer wizard friend, you're the one with the plans. Say these boulders, I push them, they fall, splat. Good plan?
Best we got at the moment.
Anybody else objections?
I'm guessing you are.
Grung is not sure. What is our purpose?
Is there any reason to engage these at all? Can we just keep on going and catch up to the main group?
I would rather not leave enemies at our back.
We're less than a day's travel from the town, and we can't see the caravan or whatever they've loaded up.
Okay,
to take
fine.
gold
We
away.
take one captive and ask them questions. Is that reason enough?
Have we determined how many people are actually in this group?
There's 12 total. There's 4 cultists and 8 kobolds.
Are they near any objects of interest? Anything stands out as different to the rest of the surroundings?
They just found somewhere in a little gully to make a fire and eat.
Have Vernon and Scratch come along with us, or have they stayed back in town?
I don't want to play their characters, so no, they're not coming with you. They've stayed back. So it's just the 4 of you at the moment. And I really don't want to play their characters and have it accidentally get killed when they're not here.
Well, as fun as it would be to drop a boulder on the head, I don't see any reason to engage them, but I'm open to ideas.
1 to 3 odds isn't too bad.
If we go and leave them here, they follow their friends, come up behind us, and kill us while we sleep. I would rather just kill them now.
Illendir, just sick of arguing with her, just goes, just push the boulder already.
You're a smart man, I always knew this. Bizarre jumps up, runs to the nearest boulder, and lines up roughly where he can see the cultists gathered around their campfire are.
Sorry, quickly. How close are the kobolds together? And how far away from me?
Kobolds are like the other side, so they're 50 feet away from the humans.
And then
So
how
the
far
humans are closer to you. The
Yeah.
humans are
as in
down
range?
they're about 20 feet away. So the
that's
kobolds are
70.
at their closest. There's 70.
And are they like bunched in? Like,
They're
are
sort
they
of scattered
within?
around their own little spot. They're seeing like 1s and 2s around about a 30-foot area.
30-foot area. Okay.
I'm getting out my longbow and getting it ready to take a shot should anything decide that it needs to attack us, so that I am prepared to defend and attack if things don't go quite as planned.
I would like to prepare a firebolt for the same reasoning.
Grung will also prepare. No. Grung will hold his blade out and prepare that.
Okay. So, Visok, you're preparing to
Yeah, I'm gonna push the boulder
order.
onto the acolytes
Okay.
or cultists or whatever they are, the humans.
Roll me a d20 plus your strength to see how accurate you can go.
Okay. Ten. Should it be plus strength or plus athletics?
Or athletics.
12.
Either way. 12. You manage to shove the boulder. It starts going, looking like it's going to be aiming true, and then veers off to the side a bit. It gets two of the cultists and just flattens them. They're down. And the boulder rolls off and crashes into the side of the gully with no further impact on anybody else.
At this point, I'd let go one of my arrows at one of the three that are still standing.
There's only two more cultists.
At one of the two that are standing still.
And I'll also loose my firebolt at one of the remaining cultists.
Izok just laughs. Ha! Did you see? Split.
That's a 15 to hit.
In my swamp, we have a spot like this.
You must
Yeah, that
show me
is-
sometime.
Nice.
What did you roll, Crush?
9 to
hit
hit,
that.
so it missed.
Yeah, that misses.
My 15.
Yeah, to hit.
I will loose my blood gun then.
Hey, that's an 11 damage.
The one that didn't hit.
Yep. And the cultist drops dead to an arrow as it sort of looks up in confusion and doesn't quite know what's going on. It takes an arrow to the side of the neck and drops dead.
21.
Yeah, that hits. He's going to be dead.
Hmm?
They got 9 hit
So,
points.
3.
Plus
I'm
poison.
going to say
plus
we have to roll a con save for the poison.
Is there any point?
They'd have to.
You're-
You can
You're the
decide.
DM. You can let them die. It's fine.
It's going to die. It's got 9 hit points.
He just gives up on life.
Just before the blow even hits him, he just drops dead. I give up. I no longer have the will to live.
The blue dragon comes back and just falls dead from a heart attack.
Campaign over. Woohoo, good job, guys.
The blue dragon? What? No. Blue dragon's not the end of it.
What did it get for its con save?
11.
Fails.
It failed, yeah.
So that is 6 points of damage in total.
So you
Not my best rolls.
you badly wounded the last remaining cultist with your blow gun. He's sort of wildly looking around. This little thing that's just all of a sudden smacked him in the face.
Do
What else
they?
he's doing? That was a surprise. I'm just gonna. We're doing this in the Battle of the Mind, so.
Seeing that the second one didn't fall over, I grab out another arrow and shoot at it.
Not rolling initiative.
Not for this. Just if you're shooting it or whatever, just say.
It's a 19 plus my 3, so 22.
So do whatever you want. Just say what you want to do here, Shay.
9.
That hits.
How far are we from the kobolds?
About 80 feet. 70,
Right,
80
okay.
feet.
Well,
They're
unless I start moving, I can't get close enough to throw a javelin.
They're now dropping their food and looking up, looking to see
Oh, wait.
whereabouts this boulder just rolled from.
I'm
I
going
can throw a
to
javelin.
loose another firebolt at one of the kobolds.
And now they know where you are after seeing this little spark of fire come flying at them.
That is a nat one.
And it just leaps out of the way, it reaches up at you.
I pull out a javelin and throw it at one of the kobolds.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That hits.
6 damage. 9 damage.
And the kobold drops dead. As they pick up their slings, they're going to take shots at 3 of you that they say. They say 3 of you. Grung is rifle too hard to see at the moment for the kobolds. So Rhapsody, Illendir, and Visok. They're going to try and hit you with their slings. Whoops.
Grung is very sneaky.
Grung is a freaking red thing that's hiding in a cliff. That is a 10 to hit Rhapsody,
Miss.
15 to hit Illendir,
Hits.
and the last one is an 8. That's a miss. So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as a piece of rock comes flying up from the kobold and manages to smack you in the side of the face.
God damn it!
Should have dodged.
They're now within about 30 feet below, looking up at you. Going to take another shot in the next few seconds. What are you doing?
I run over to another boulder and push it.
Roll me another strength, athletics check.
13.
13. It rolls down. The cold worlds are distracted, and you've managed to squash 2 more.
Bloods.
I'll fire off another firebolt.
So there's 4 kobolds left. Okay,
And that
Anyone
is
else?
a 17 to hit.
that hits. Grung.
Yes,
And 1
Grung
damage.
Grung will do that same thing. Nope, Grung misses.
I had a 13 with disadvantage with my longbow at such close distance.
Okay, that still hits.
Ooh, that's 5 damage.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that kills one.
No, they've got 70 points.
Ah.
So close. Okay, and now the 4 of them going to pick up their slings and take a shot at each of you. Actually, I better do these one at a time. So, Rhapsody. That's 11.
Miss.
Illendir. 19.
Why do they love hitting me?
Apparently I'm going to be hitting Crush all night. That is 3 points of damage.
Yeah.
Lucky there are any slingshots. Shay. Visok, sorry. That is a 20 to hit.
Hits.
That is 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the rocks smacking you in the face. And Grung.
I use
Stone's endurance. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 12 to hit for Grung.
You miss.
3 plus 3, so it prevents it all.
Stop hitting me with rocks, you bastards.
Yeah.
And another firebolt.
Guessing you're all going to attack again.
Mm-hmm.
15 to hit.
No, it's
How far away are we?
Can I ask a
30,
mechanic-related
30.
question?
Yeah.
So, how do reactions work?
They're
Like, if I got hit by a rock and do I use a reaction then, or is it like my next action?
You
no.
can use it then. But it depends on what your reaction is.
Yeah, there's different abilities that have different reactions. Like if
So,
someone
like-
moved past you, you can react to attack them. If they leave within 5 feet of your space.
But you can only take one reaction per round.
Oh, okay. So like, is Stone's Endurance a reaction? Yeah, it is a reaction. Okay, never mind. So I couldn't use another one after that. Yep, cool.
Although in theory, if we're going now for another round,
You'd have another one.
could use Stone's Endurance a second time now because they've had their turn. It's now back to our turn again. We just haven't rolled initiative for this fight.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I just mean like one of my abilities, Hellish Rebuke, would be like as I was taking damage, but also that's what Stone's Endurance is, so I can't use them both at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, your reaction is being used for Stone's Endurance.
Yep. Oh, good. Just wanted to check.
3 damage from me.
Another kobold drops dead.
I go to push another rock.
Go for it. Anyone else who was attacking is the same time as Crush?
Yeah, I got a 14 for.
That hits.
I also got a 14 for the boulder.
And that was a 7 for damage.
And as you fire off a shot, you manage to pierce one of the kobolds, and the boulder comes through and completes wiping out the last remaining couple of kobolds. He's made a hell of a lot of noise with these boulders rolling down and crashing into this little gully.
I sure hope no one else is in the gully with how many boulders we just threw down there, but...
No, that's fine. I worked my way down to where all the corpses are and searched them.
I go and retrieve my arrows.
There's nothing on these corpses worth taking.
I grabbed one of the hens that they were cooking off the fire.
Okay. There's a couple of hens, yeah. So.
At least we have some food. I offer one off to Illendir. Yeah, wizard, food? You look like you're a little bit, how you say, beaten?
And you think eating a hand would make me feel better?
It's a hen, not a hen.
A hen.
Chicken.
I thought hand.
Chicken.
Grung will eat the hand.
Okay, Buck, sorry. I swore you're saying hand anyway. So he gets a head. I'll go. How well is it actually properly cooked, or is it like because I'm still cooking it?
There was humans is there as well, so it's properly cooked for
properly cooked.
human consumption.
I'll begrudgingly take it off Illendir and take it for myself. Take it off Visok, and have a bite or two off it.
No. Is it good?
For cultists, they don't cook bad.
Everything has to eat.
I'm just keeping a lookout.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
18.
Okay, 18. You don't see anything that concerns you at this point.
Perhaps we should keep on the move, get away from these boulders and where we made all this noise.
Keep following the path.
Yeah.
Sounds like
get back on the path and can follow it for a fair bit longer still. As you're journeying, you can hear
The dog has come back.
But why do we keep having these dog followers?
Maybe we can train it or something.
Trade it. Call it Wolfie.
you slowly approach. You hear another group. little bit ahead of you. Roll perceptions checks.
14.
15.
Oh,
13.
This group seems to be more alert, more watching, and more of them. And they seem to be specifically watching for people coming from the town.
We see this?
You see this. They're about half hour ahead of you as they're going up. These are pretty much ones on user go on top of opposite hills, and they're sort of going over. They're sort of going over.
so they're not. So it's not like a camp. It's just a group moving in that direction.
So they haven't noticed us behind them at this point?
I'm assuming you're being sneaky enough to you heard them, and you managed to see them as before they got outside. So.
Mm-hmm.
Look over there.
What? I see nothing.
They
Should we-
seem to be more alert than the last lot.
Should we hang back and follow this group, see where they go?
I don't see any group.
You have to point it out to you. You see them up ahead.
Oh,
Right there.
tiny little things.
It's a bigger group than the last lot, and they seem to be more alert. I don't think a sneak attack is going to work this time. I don't think there's enough cover between us and them to be able to do similar to what we did last time.
There's no boulders anyway.
Grung agrees. We will take damage this time. If we do
No
that.
splat.
Yeah. I mean, someone just took damage last time, but everyone forgets about that. I agree with Rhapsody. Let's hang back, see where this group goes. Might lead us to where we need to go.
You are following the tracks of the beast laden down with everything. You don't need to follow a group.
But
The
it could give us
footprints
an
from-
opportunity.
The footprints are still visible in the. In the
Are they
track.
going off? They're going off in a different direction.
They're going the same direction.
The group and the track.
Are we moving faster than they were? I mean, assumedly to catch up with them, but were they resting, or if we were moving at the same pace as we are now, would we need to
Yeah.
like avoid them or engage them, or is it just like
It's up to you what you want to do with. What you want to do at this point to them.
if we continue to move at the same pace, would we like just stay the same distance behind them?
You'd catch up. And
Right, okay.
overtake them.
The bigger group would be moving slower than we would, in theory.
I think we follow the group. There's nothing saying these tracks are going to last forever. If they get on harder, more compact ground, it's not going to be so easy to track.
Okay, I will say from your traveling with the caravan, you know that's not going to change anytime soon here. It's
Okay.
dirt and mud. The entire way you traveled, there was barely anything hard. You were in like mud.
So I've
tracks
gone
half
south
time
of
or
the
grass.
town. Do we know
So
the
it's
terrain
probably
south
even-
of the town?
It's probably even worse.
What if they
That's not-
arrive?
Because it's not an actual road; it's just
It's
like
not an actual road, it's just a track that's been worn into the ground from travel.
Alright.
Perhaps we can follow the group until they lay camp for the night, and then we can travel around them at a distance and get ahead of the group. We're traveling faster than they are. We would be gone by morning by the time they break camp.
Yes, we can beat them.
I agree with this.
So what are you doing?
We're going to follow them until they make camp for the night.
Okay.
And then we are going to skirt around them while they are camping and preparing their camp, and
probably travel another hour or so in front of them through the night before we make camp, and then we'll break camp before they do in the morning so we can keep in front of them.
Make my life complicated. Fucking hell.
Yeah, what do you think they do?
Let's take a look here.
Perhaps we should see if we can get a quick look at the group as we skirt around them to see whether the monk's with them as well. See if they're have any prisoners with them.
Hmm.
Okay. So you are going to just hang back and wait for this lot to make camp.
Well, yeah, may as well. Like, I couldn't expect them to stay much longer on the road.
Like 3 o'clock, isn't it?
Well, we've had
But you
combat
think-
plus been on the trail again to be.
Probably 4-ish, 4:30.
And I would imagine that they would probably take an hour or so with their group size to be able to set up camp to start with. So, and sundown would be probably in the next, say,
3,
2
4
hours.
3 to 4.
3 to 4? Oh, okay.
Mm.
Well, still.
It's up to you.
Makes sense for us to. Illendir's very
How
much
far
with
away
Rhapsody,
are they?
just wait them out. Have
Okay.
a quick look and see if they have any I'll say Rhapsody. Yeah, perhaps you should see if they send us. Oh, you seem to be sneaky enough. Perhaps you
Ah,
can
I can-
sneak a little closer to them and see if they have any prisoners as we skirt past them.
Vizog
Once it
just
make
curls his upper lip in disgust, but like shrugs. He had the boulders before, so he's pretty happy at the moment.
Grung is also
can-
very sneaky, if you like, but I don't mind.
I can go and have a look and see what I can find.
So that'd mean you're actually sneaking ahead at the moment to look for prisoners in a moving convoy.
No, waiting until they make camp. And then as we try to do, skirt around them to make camp ahead of them, as we go past, sending a scout to have a look and see if there's a prisoner.
Okay. You can try.
I rolled a. What's that? 20.
What are you trying to do?
17, 14. It's 24 on a stealth check.
But you're also a couple hundred meters away from them at the moment. So you wouldn't be going to sneak up. You wouldn't be able to catch up to them fast enough by yourself at the moment to sneak.
No, I
Okay,
think
so
this is.
What we're currently doing right now is we're following the
Caravan.
waiting for them to make
Yeah.
camp.
There you go.
Keeping at a safe distance so they don't notice us.
Yep. So roll me stealth checks then for everybody. As you can just use what you rolled.
Natural 20.
6.
22.
Okay. Between you are stealthy enough. Use cover for Visok's clatter. Oh, I suppose chainmail isn't necessarily clattering, but it's rustling and catching on things and
It's also 8 foot tall. You know, it's a bit hard to miss that on a plains type.
All the rest of us are keeping low soul, and just has a leaf in front of his face, just stomping along.
Every time he makes a noise, I'll make an animal noise to counter it.
I'll be throwing prestidigitation around to dull down the dust that he's emitting as we're walking along.
So you follow this rear guard for the next hour, 2, 3, and eventually some wooden towers come into your interview in the distance.
Well, I would say that they are probably going to stop in the towers. Maybe catch them now? Before tower?
As roll me perception checks.
16.
17.
I rolled a B?
What?
Oh, it's a
No.
it's nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's my first nat 20. Except it's minus
Hey.
20.
7.
Okay. So a couple of you see these towers have a fluttering flag that's purple in color. It seems this might be the cultists' main camp where they're heading towards. And you see humanoid shapes up on the towers as well.
Is there any tree lines or anything around the camp, or
There's a bit of a tree line around the camp.
is it close, as far away? Like,
There's a smattering of trees. There's some that are close, some that are far. There's
We see-
one and two odd ones here and there.
So there's like 2 towers, right? And then a
Go
camp?
towers. Hang
We
on.
can see a camp, or?
Let me show you what you see. I'm going to put that onto there.
And one of the towers has a giant eye of Sauron.
I was thinking that.
There.
They've
They're
taken them
wooden
up to Isengard.
Salted pork.
That's what you see. Yep.
And the squares of the towers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the tower, and that's the tower.
I'll switch that across to that.
And yous are coming in from over here. This is whereabouts yous are at the moment. Up where the R is on the radar. The first R.
Yep.
I'm glad you
And-
said that because I wasn't zoomed out far enough to see the blip if you blipped it.
Yeah.
And the group is already
They're
like
making their
in-
way down the path to go into the camp.
Yeah, right. So they'd already be in the camp,
Pretty
essentially,
much.
right? Yeah, cool.
This is why when you said you were waiting for them to make camp, I'm like, you aren't going to do this. You're really going to make me... Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what we
Why
do
my
as
brain hurt.
players.
That's why my brain hurt. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Reinforcements have arrived. It's also
Seeing these
getting
towers, I'll say
towards
of the
dusk.
group, perhaps we go to the tree line, try and stay in cover until night falls. Try and get a better look at the camp using the cover of darkness.
Now I'm just questioning just from the way it's on the screen. Are those cliffs looking down into
Yes.
the camp?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Sorry, it confuses me as well.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask because I wasn't sure whether or not they were looking down into a camp or if the camp was built up on a hill.
And those other little, like, white things are all like little tents that are scattered everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And I see there's like a cave entrance of some sort at the back there too. But I can see that as a player, but not as a
Yeah,
character.
you haven't seen that yet. No.
Not yet.
Not close enough yet.
Sometimes I wish I knew how to do the fog of war, but yeah, that's a lot more work. So, whereabouts he's going to stake out from?
How high are those cliffs, would you say?
Let me see. I did actually say how high those cliffs are. Quarters of in the hollow of a rocky plateau. The lower portion of the plateau rises gently from the ground surrounding area, but it quickly steepens and ascends to a height of 150 feet.
Jeez.
So that's at the very back down near the cave entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So it sonic radiant as it goes back that way.
Yep.
So depending where else you set up, we'll figure out how high up you are.
Perhaps like skirt using the little map in the corner, because I'm assuming we're out here somewhere still. Skirt up to this side and come towards the cliff like that, maybe?
That was my thought too, yeah. Although that is moving between the two towers. Though that being said, we could potentially take out any lookouts that are in those towers.
I'm thinking if we go
Of the tower?
out to here
Yeah.
and keep in cover out this direction until nightfall, and then in the cover of darkness come up to the edge of the cliff.
The dog is back.
That damn dog.
What is this dog? Is
Siren escape.
I'm like, what the fuck dog are you talking about? So I don't have Sirenscape going today, so
Yeah.
It just, every so often you'll hear like a bark or a howl.
yeah.
I think we should probably make sure we know what is there before we do anything.
So these areas at the top here, are they, is it low shrub or is it actually like lightly forested trees area?
Right that close, there is low shrub and occasionally a tree also. There isn't that many. And they're not very big. Most of the close trees you see have been felled and dragged down to the camp below for use in the construction of the towers and the tents themselves.
So if we can see that tower, we can see that it's higher, like it's in that little step, or can we just see the tower?
For whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm assuming we're still planning and haven't moved in yet.
I'm assuming you are outside the main. You follow the main track until you're on the outside.
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
still like out here
Yeah.
somewhere.
So you see that the towers are at two different elevations from your distance.
Or perhaps we can scout around to the north of it, come around behind that tower that's higher up. Take out
I may be able to get inside.
It'd be a good vantage point to see the rest of the compound and rest of the camp.
Grant can be very sneaky.
What do you think, Rhapsody?
I'm thinking this is a very, very large area, going by the scale, being 1 square looks like it's close to 30 feet,
30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as opposed to our standard 5 foot per square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate it when they do these weird scales. So that means those tents are like 70 feet, which is not right.
No.
Unless they're giants.
I mean, the towers themselves are about 30 foot square.
Yeah.
And if it's meant to be a lookout tower, then you wouldn't get them much more than about 10 feet.
10. Yeah. So yeah, the scale is a bit weird, and this is from the actual adventure book, this map. Unlike the other ones we were using. It is hard. I would give it that.
I think if you are sneaking to look, that I should stay back, as I am quite large.
What do you what are you doing?
Do you want me to scout?
I think we'd like to sneak around, wait until dark, and then try to take the back tower.
As much as I would love to kill more, we are scouts, no? Scouting? Was that not the task?
We were only meant to be looking, not
No.
and finding the towers, the camp, not actually invading the camp at this point.
No.
Locating it and then returning back and
I believe
Identifying.
the others know.
he asked to locate the camp, find out where they're next striking, find out their leaders, and hold on. Let me like pull out a notepad. And he also asked why they're doing this. And also, if we can find that monk, perhaps he can give us the knowledge we need. If we now know where the camp is. If we can try to sneak in, if we take the tower, or even perhaps scout the other side of the tower, use the height to our advantage, see if we can see the monk, if there's a way for us to sneak in, grab him, and get out.
Grung can change into an animal.
That could definitely work in our favor.
Maybe they will not see Grung.
Realizing that depending on what animal and what size you are, it could potentially take you all night to do a single loop. To be able to get any information that's not going to get and not get caught. Being it is such an obviously large compound.
It's 30 foot square, so I could move almost. Well, I can move almost that per. Depends how you want to run it.
Every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Then depending on what type of animal you were, you might find yourself getting shot at.
I was going to go a rat.
No.
Oh no, Kobold might go for a rat. Snack.
So,
It's up
what's the
to you.
decision?
I don't mind. Either way.
Illendir has pitched his idea of not getting much feedback, so he's just standing there.
Bizark waves his hands like vividly and goes, "Go, scouts, look at numbers or something. Just tell me when you want me to do things."
Okay. I will shape into a rat.
Okay.
And move out, trying to not be obviously in full view of people if I can help it.
Yep. What are the rest of you doing?
I was still going with my plan of staying out here and then coming in. I'll come in on. Is that thicker cover over here? Like, is that thicker trees?
Nope. They're pretty much even, from what you can tell at this distance.
Alright, wait until night time.
Well, it's
And
already
use-
dusk.
Already dusk. Okay, so basically by the time I get to start sneaking in here, it's going to be dark. Use the cover of darkness to try to sneak so I can get a kind of a bit of a view over from the rocks over here.
Okay. Visok and Raspity are going with you, are they?
Yeah, I mean, I might stay a little bit away from those two because I think my stealth is probably going to be a lot better than their stealth. Even if I roll a crappy number, I'm still going to be fairly high up in the numbers for my stealth.
Okay. What's your passive perceptions? I'll get back to you in a second, Roots.
11.
11.
I've got
As a rat.
9.
Well, you haven't left yet, Wood, so what's yours?
Pre-rat or
Either or.
as a rat, it is 14,
Okay.
and as a grung, it is 14.
You'd notice that there seems to be a group coming in behind them as you're about to transform,
Coming in behind.
where you are.
Guys, you hear that behind us? Something's coming.
Let's get moving.
Yep, off the
Which
road.
way?
Off the road, as like the plan we discussed.
Okay.
Okay. As you go to scurry off the road, you get, "Hey, what are you doing out here?"
Do we
Can
recognize
you-
the voices?
You don't recognize the voices.
Can someone ping on the map as to where this group is, please?
They're off a little bit. Whereabouts are you?
I think we were saying we're
Definitively.
about like here. That's
Right,
the highest
okay.
corner of the map we can point at.
Because we were talking about being over here and then like
Yeah,
there. and-
I've completely. You've lost me numerous times.
Grung is everywhere.
Grung sees all. Grung is everywhere.
So the other group is coming in from like, if you imagine that the overview's not here, it's coming in from like over here, from in the forest, in the woods. They're coming in.
So we heard them call out for way over there.
They spotted you.
But that's like, if that's from there and we're over there, that'd be
Hang
like
on.
500,
I thought you
600
said you
feet.
were. I thought you said you were down here.
No, I've been using the overview map because I can't.
Either way, they're a couple hundred. They were about 60 meters behind you when they yelled out to you.
Okay, so they're on the track that we came in on then.
If that's where you still are at the moment,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's a group that's come behind us. We haven't gone past them. In theory, it sounds like they may have come from the town after we left.
They seem to know
Uh,
us.
Grom, you notice that they have carcasses with them that they're bringing in.
Okay. What sort of carcass?
Number of deer and other wild game that they've seen to be killed.
They're bringing food.
I'll turn to them and go, "Well, hello there. We've been waiting for you."
Gives you a suspicious look. Why would you be waiting for us? There is plenty of food down in the camp.
Bizok steps up next to Illendir. Yes, but you were taking too long. We will be sent after you to make sure that you brought it back and didn't steal it for yourselves.
Considering we're being paid well to bring fresh meat in daily, why would we steal it for ourselves?
I don't
What
know.
my compatriot here means is, see, these Goliaths, they're not real smart sometimes. They say things they really don't know much about. What he's meaning is that a group has gone through our meat rather quickly. We had a bit of a feast last night, and even though we do still have some supplies, you were taking a little longer than we expected, and we were sent out to make sure that you were still on the way and that no harm had become you. Can I make a persuasion check?
You can make it with disadvantage.
Because of the Goliath next to me?
For elf-splaining.
Yeah.
That would be 13.
13. Well, considering that everyone just got back to camp in the last few hours, and we were not due back for 3 days, no one would be looking for us. So I'm not sure I quite believe you.
Oh.
Little friend, I do not ask questions as to why I am given instructions. I do what I am told. I was told to come and find you and make sure that you were doing your job. If you are doing your job well, that is fine. If you are not, then we have a problem. Do we have a problem?
I believe I shall be asking my paymaster when I find them about this. Continues on
Fine.
walking past you.
How many is in this group?
6 and 4 horses.
And are they human? What are they?
They're a mixture.
Of
Human, elf, a half elf.
Trask.
drug?
So there's 2 humans, a half elf, and an elf.
Dragon, yeah.
So the half elf wouldn't be out of place. The Goliath potentially is out of place, and so is the Grung, definitely. And the halfling quite possibly could be as well.
Well, you don't know, but you've seen one little group here that's going
Hmm.
into this camp.
But
I
from
quickly-
all of the beings that we saw in town, from the descriptions we were given, they were all either kobold or humanoid, but more
That
along
was just the raiding party, though.
the-
Like, doesn't mean the whole
Yeah,
camp's
but-
full of them.
But from what the information that they've just told us, the entire camp was the raiding party. They've literally just got back in the last
Yeah, they just
few
did
hours.
say everyone just got back.
Yeah.
I turn to the others, like, I'll quickly message Rhapsody. And I'm assuming I'm far enough that I can whisper without the caravan hear me.
They seem to be continuing on into the camp.
I'll quickly message, before they get too far away, quickly message Rhapsody and, like, they're going to tell people in there that we're out here. Do we take them out quickly and perhaps try and pretend that we're delivering the food? I think it's our best chance.
And I respond with, if we were going to do that, we would have been better off doing that before they went past us.
Well, that's what I'll quickly shot this message off as they went, we're going to tell the master. I've shot the message off.
Yeah, they've probably walked past us by that point. They were probably still talking to us
They
as
were talking to
they
you
were
as you were
still
walking.
as
They
we're going
didn't
past.
stop.
Okay. Well, whatever. I'll let them walk past and just watch them.
And they continue on into the camp.
Maybe they will forget.
I doubt it. We better hightail it, because, they know we're here now.
Who knows we're here? A group of hunters sent out to get meat? What does it matter?
I look at Visok and go, if everyone just returned, that means your dragon friend will have returned, which he knows you. As soon as they say a Goliath is sitting outside, they're going to know it's you.
Good. Let them come.
Illendir, just fed up with all this and everything, it just starts walking off into the tree, just trying to make himself scarce.
We should change positions.
What are the rest of you doing?
I believe removing ourselves from the immediate vicinity is possibly a good suggestion.
Okay. Roots, are you going to go in as a rat still?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like your plan. Brog has good plans.
I think for Grung going in and doing reconnaissance where we are unable to enter because somebody couldn't keep their mouth shut and made up a story that they didn't know what they were on about. You tried to play the bluff and the bluff didn't work.
Illendir's like 50, 60 feet away by now, just walking away.
Okay, I will go in. Go and check on him. Make sure he doesn't accidentally walk into a tree or something. I'll be back.
Maybe if he walks into a tree, it will improve his complexion.
I will shape into a rat.
Okay.
And head in whatever direction is safe for me to do so.
It doesn't really matter at this stage. You're a rat now.
A rat. I'm going to try to stick to cover and shadows and whatever is available as much as possible. And I'm listening.
Okay.
And looking.
So roll me a perception check.
The rat is wisdom. 18.
18. Okay. And roll me a stealth check as well.
That would be a 16.
Okay. So you scurry about unnoticed. I'm just going to do a quick thing. You scurry past the tents where you hear different mutterings of how it's good to be back and that the raid went very successful. And the camp is full of the cult of the dragon, and you hear different praises to Tiamat occasionally. There is some people muttering how they hoping to be fully accepted after how this raid went. There is some mercenaries complaining that they're not quite getting as much money for helping with this raid as I had hoped. There is some, like the hunters you just encountered, who are taking meat back into a cave in the back that you see that's well guarded at the area of the at the back of the camp.
Interesting.
You
I think to myself.
you also go past an area where you see some prisoners chained up doing hard labor. Are you gonna take a close look at that, or
Yeah, prisoners, yes.
roll perception to see if you can figure out if one of them matches the description?
18.
18. After looking for a moment or two, you recognize chained up by himself in a slightly off to the side area is Leosin. But he is constantly, from what you have seen, surrounded by dragon claws. Constantly surrounding him.
They're the cultists?
Yep. They're the dragon claws. They're higher ranking.
Okay.
cultists.
Yep.
Like the one that Rhapsody shot in the face
I think so.
at the
That
church.
sounds familiar.
Yeah,
The one that we were going to try to take captive. Yep, that one.
Yeah, something like that.
Good, good.
You hear
Also,
mutterings.
if there's anything that relies on smell, I get advantage on that. Being
It
a rat.
smells horrendous. The smell of kobolds, dead corpses, meat that's gone off, and just waste. It's just a terrible smell throughout the entire area.
As a rat, I enjoy this.
Just no.
As like all this is going on, I'm like moving off after Illendir as well, just so we're like staying closer together. But like moving it half movement to like try to maximize stealthiness.
Yep.
And like making myself look smaller.
Yep.
To mask my silhouette.
No worries. Roots, you also don't see any of the loot that you can see the tracks came in here with. You don't see any of it out in the open or in wherever you can see at the moment.
Interesting. Came in here, but it's not in the camps. Where could it be?
You hear muttering that the half-blue dragon is also here and someone higher up is also around. But again, you don't see them either. And you start scurrying back out with about 45 minutes done on your...
Lord shit. Yeah.
Yep.
How long does that
Feeling
last for?
An hour. Feeling it's starting to weaken. I will make my way out as carefully as I can.
Yep.
And I'll return to the position that I think the other guys are going.
Okay.
So you didn't agree to meet anywhere.
Nope.
And by the way, Illendir didn't like walk towards like the camp or anything. He like literally just left.
Roughly 45 minutes after my little frog/rat friend has left, I'm looking around and I see a rat on the ground. I'm like, Grung, is that you, my friend? Grung?
Just a normal rat.
Yeah. Grung?
Greg has no idea where you are.
But it's like a friendly rat, and it like instantly befriends him.
Runs up his arm.
Oh, Grung, hello, my friend.
You
I pat
befriended
the rat.
Yep. You now have a rat friend.
Fuck yeah.
I'm searching for the others.
Roll perception. And anyone who wants to look out for Grung.
Also
Roll
sniffing for them.
Okay, so with advantage.
That is 18 again.
I got perception of 15.
What was your stealth?
Me?
So, as...
The stealth that I rolled earlier, 27. Sorry, 24.
Crush, what was yours earlier?
Oh,
Or did you try... Roll the stealth for when you walked off before.
okay, sorry, I didn't roll one for then.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Do you want me to,
Walking off in a
8.
huff?
And you as well, Visok.
when I'm like moving at half speed?
Yep.
13?
I mean, I just rolled stealth again now. I mean, I won't have gone too far off the path, but it's still a 17.
So,
So
yeah,
after...
basically what happened with Illendir, like, he didn't even try to really be stealthy because he, like, the caravan seen him as they're walking in. So he just started walking away to the thickest line of trees, you could say, a fair distance away from the camp.
And after probably 5-10 minutes of scurrying about, Grong manages to find you.
I'll go up to Visok. I'll look up at the other rat, confused. And then I'll revert to my humanoid form.
Bizek looks at the frog that's just appeared in front of him and looks at the rat and then looks at the frog. Grung. Hello.
I'm back.
Yes. I look at the rat. And then just shrug.
Okay. I relay. Fucking dog again. I'll relay what I saw to the group.
Sorry.
Yes.
As he begins to like explain what he saw, I go, Have you got an egg, Grung?
I don't, but I can probably lay one for you. I don't know if you want to see this.
I will cover my eyes.
Okay.
Illendir just telepathically really glad he's not with them right now.
Everyone take 1d4 psychic damage, including the audience. I will create an egg. Well, I'll create 10 eggs while I'm there and give you one.
I give it to the rat.
Okay.
The rat eats it.
Thank you, my friend. We have another friend.
Yes, so there's something in that cave. For sure. So, also the man you're looking for is there. So, Grung Scout.
So we know now that the dragon is here. And the lady is here.
It is possible. I did not go in the cave, but I saw food. Lots of meat going in there. And also,
so
there was no treasure.
Didn't the DM say that you heard them talking about the lady and the dragon beam?
The half dragon.
Yeah.
Sorry, half dragon.
He,
That's all right,
he,
yeah.
yeah. You ever heard that they're apparently in the camp?
In the camp, not the cave.
They're somewhere around the camp. Somewhere there. You're unsure where.
I think the stolen items was in the cave, maybe. I could not see it. Also, they're taking food in there. That is all I know.
Oh, and you also overheard that the monk is due to be killed at sunup.
Oh,
Also that.
that's a
yes.
detail.
I probably should
Sorry.
have with that.
Whoops. And from what you gathered, there is hundreds of cultists and kobolds and initiates and that around the camp. This is the vast majority of the raiding party at the moment.
This would be very, very difficult.
He's made this incredibly hard on yourselves.
It's what we do.
Obviously, you've made every encounter incredibly hard. You've tried to think of the smart ways to go through, the clever ways to go through, and it's backfired.
That's the joy of playing D&D, isn't it?
Nothing ever goes according to plan.
Yeah.
I mean, my Illendir's like disappeared.
Not this again, big guy.
Craig, where's the wolf? Don't know why big guy just sounds Scottish, but anyway.
So, yeah. What do we do now?
It's
I've
now
off on the
nighttime
trees, fair distance away. I've like set up a little campfire. There probably would be a hint of smoke if anyone was looking. Just made up a little camp, having some food.
Okay. We get out of here, or stay, or what? What do you want to do?
So what did I miss?
We're trying to decide what we're going to do. Are we going to stay? Are we going to go? Are we going to do something else?
Is the monk dying?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you are deciding at this point.
When's he getting killed?
Sun up.
Sun up.
I was asking a question when I cut out.
Oh,
Mm.
Are they fault lines on the map?
what do you mean fold lines?
On the
Are they fault
four
lines?
corners, the four length plays, they look like they're intended as fold lines on the map.
Are the lines on the map on like the south side and the east side ways down the cliff face, or are they just like
They're fold
There's fold
lines
yeah.
on a map?
It's just the one way in from up here. That pathway that seems to.
Like if you look at the map,
You said one way.
these points is what they would be.
So this is the main way into the camp. That blue line.
I was just asking if they were that, or if they were like ways down the cliff.
No, otherwise it's 150 feet for for the back part dropping
It
down.
could be like a slide.
And everybody's sitting at the end waiting for you with the fucking weapons drawn as you slide down.
But we
Didn't say it was a good slide. So either we go, complete our mission, guy dies, we stay, maybe we die, or we find some way to rescue him and not die. Grung was not made for these sorts of decisions.
Right, so you are all split up as well, aren't you? Raspity, you're separate to. Are you with Grond and Visok?
At this stage, probably, yeah.
Okay. So you three are together and Illendir is off by himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. How far away are they from you?
So I don't know exact distance, but I've like
You're out of view distance pretty much from them?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I'm out of
The trees?
I'm in the tree line. I'm out of direct view, but I have lit a fire, so like there's smoke and everything. Like
You hear a rustling coming up behind you, and you find 6 guards have all of a sudden surrounded you. It seems there is a patrol that has found you.
well, this is great.
So that, or option 4, we rescue 2 people and maybe don't die.
So are you going to try and fight, or are you going to give up?
I will fight.
You were going to fight 6 guards.
Yes.
Okay. So, just so we have an idea,
This could be lethal for you.
they have come up and completely surprised you while you were sitting down to your fire.
You lit a fire right there?
Oh
Holy
no, it's
shit.
going to be
No.
up to the thing a bit higher off, but they.
So they like completely surrounded me while I was sitting down.
No, well, for the most part, they've come behind. They've come up behind you with 4 of them, and one of them's coming from the other way.
Okay.
They've snuck in behind the trees and saw the fire and spread out to enclose in you.
Illendir sees he's surrounded. Yeah, I'll just give up.
They rolled very high in their perception to find you when they were scouting around the camp, and you hadn't seen any other scouts. Patrols.
Hmm.
So they capture you They take your weapons.
Yep.
Let me just. So you're
Present.
disarmed, your hands are tied, and then you're taken down into the camp.
At least the other guy won't be alone, I suppose. I guess we don't know he's been captured yet.
Nope.
I mean, technically, he'd still be able to cast, so long as he's doing spells
I have
that
no idea
don't
where you
require
guys
components.
He doesn't know which direction to point his spell.
are. Mm-hmm.
Because message is a directional one.
Also takes copper wire, so.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Does anyone have a way of contacting him?
Nope.
So they're going to escort you into the camp.
Nobody. Nobody.
No.
Well,
See, from where we are, we can still see the entrance going in and out.
Can you? Wait, how far away from there did you go? Did Visok go?
You're muted if you're going to try and talk to us, Shay.
I don't know. I don't think it would be that far.
I wouldn't have thought it would be overly far either.
I wouldn't have put it probably more than about 70 feet from the entryway.
Yep.
Far enough back that we wouldn't be noticeable for people just having a quick glance.
Mm-hmm.
But close enough that we could still keep an eye on the comings and goings of people.
And after a number of minutes, you see a squad of 7 people walking past. With one with their hands tied behind their back and in blue robes.
I'm sure this is part of his plan. He's very smart.
Perhaps he's trying to get information additional to what you've already got that requires more perceptive ears, perhaps, and a mouth that can ask questions.
Maybe. What more do we need to know?
Why they're doing it to start with. That dog is very persistent.
He's coming back.
So they have taken you down to here, and you see a woman in bright purple robes. You brought before a woman in bright purple robes. She is the one you saw, got pointed out to, in as leading, that had all the bodyguards around her.
Dragon lady from before.
Yep.
Illendir is just kind of standing, like, am I stood up? Am I sitting down? What's happened to him?
At the moment, you're standing up with your hands bound and no weapons.
Okay, what is going on here? I am sitting having a campfire meal. I've been lost in these woods for 3 days. And all of a sudden I'm surrounded by guards. What is going on? Why am I being kept captive? What's going on?
Roll a deception check.
Um, 13.
13. Let me just see her stat block. Where is it? What was her name? She squints her eyes at you. You're not one of ours.
I have no idea who you are. I've been lost in the woods. Like I said, I've been lost out here. I was being shown to the next town by an adventurer, and all of a sudden he disappeared during the night. I've been trying to find a way to the closest town, and I was setting up camp for the night to sleep out here yet again. And all of a sudden I'm surrounded by these... whoever you are.
Roll another deception check.
That's 11.
Indeed, have you? You wouldn't be one of the ones who was up in the wall of the keep when we ransacked Renus, now would you?
What keep?
So
The
you're gonna
adventurer
flee
was
down
guiding
behind.
me to Griness, but he never got me there.
Don't worry. You won't have to worry about that for soon. You will join the monk here in death in the morning. And she has you tied up next to the monk.
I'm
If
still
anybody-
just...
she-
to
she rolled a
anybody
natural
that will... Ah, of course you did.
She don't believe that shit at all. And all of a sudden you make camp near a cultist camp?
Well, I was trying to say, like, I'm a fair distance away that you could possibly see the smoke, but I was nowhere near the camp.
Yeah.
I was probably
But-
at least a mile or two away.
They've
Yeah,
got
but
patrol.
if you've got patrols in the area and if they see the smoke, they're going to investigate the smoke.
Yeah,
if they're
the
on
fire.
patrol.
And they
I'm
rolled
just
an
saying I'm not
18.
making that close to it. Anyway.
Yeah, well, they rolled an 18 to find
Yeah.
patrol for
So
shooting
I
as
just
well.
keep on spouting to anybody that will listen to me, like the guards, like, what?
And after a couple of minutes, they just come up and put a rag in your mouth to shut you up. And it
Please,
doesn't
sir.
exactly taste very well. It's incredibly feral. You all good there, Shay?
Tastes like.
Yeah, we're good. Having a variety of internet issues, but we're good.
So you just saw the Crusher's been captured and is now in the camp as well.
Okay.
You just recognise that Crusher, Illendir got taken into the camp and she is outside again.
She's where?
Out of sight.
Out of sight. Okay.
Yep.
What should we do?
Well, perhaps if we can find some game and kill some, we can pretend that we're part of their group and bring the game in and find out why they're using it.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Surely there'd be some sort of game over in the forest there. I can go and have a quick scout, see what I can find.
So this is the route you want to go?
Well, the people who we saw before seemed to believe we were part of their group, so why not?
So you want to find game.
I could pretend to be game.
I believe they want it dead.
I could pretend to be dead. And then wake up at the last moment.
As as a druid, he could potentially shapeshift into a humanoid form, being as he is
No, it has to be a beast.
No, has to be a beast.
bugger. So the thinking, because he's kind of beast form, it would work the opposite way, that he could go humanoid.
If only.
I had hoped I could actually wild shape into a grung.
How much longer do you want to keep going?
Happy to wrap.
Yeah, I'm happy to call it for tonight. I've been up multiple
Might give
hours
us a
already.
chance to think about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
He's going to get out of this predicament.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so
You
wrap it there.
yourself in a hell of a mess, yeah.
What a cliffhanger.
We'll
What a
wrap there.
cliffhanger.
Literally.
Illendir's wrapped up. We're captured.
And the rest are trying to figure out what to do.
Alright. That was a good little session. Next week we should have Pred and Wes join us again, so that should be interesting.
Surprise!
Surprise, we caught up, bitches.
Will
I never
they
said
like?
I never said what they were doing.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't think there's anything I need to do to wrap up. But thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for being here. You guys are awesome as always. This adventure will continue on next Friday. We'll see what happens to Illendir. I've been slack with the last week's YouTube video for last week's episode, but I should have that up hopefully for the next couple of days, and then I should have this one up pretty soon after. So I've got a bit of time this weekend, not going away, so I actually have time to catch up on everything. But yeah, from all us here, thanks for watching, thanks for being here, and we'll catch us all next week. Bye, peeps!
See ya.
See.
Bye.